Okay, Veeraraghav is with me live. Beg your pardon. Veera is with me live here right now as well. Veera, the protests by the Congress right now, you've had Chidambaram put out a statement. Manikam Tagore has raised temperatures as well. How are you reading the Congress's role in this? The TVK's response to what's happening at the governor's house has been far more muted, Veera. It is the Congress that appears to be using all its firepower on this.
Shiv, let's not forget that I think a lot of this is happened because of the fact that the Congress has allied with the TVK, is the sense that the Congress is sending out. It's saying that the TVK and Vijay's swearing in has been delayed primarily because the TVK has allied with the Congress, and the Congress wants to send out its firepower to demonstrate that this is a matter that is undemocratic and that the TVK needs to be sworn in to power. There's a lot of action outside Edappadi Palaniswamy's residence where I am with my colleague Radhika Ramaswamy. So it'll be interesting to watch out. You're right in pointing out that the Congress seems to be demonstrating more of the firepower. But throughout this entire election campaign and later, Shiv, if you notice, the TVK has not been the party that's really been protesting on the fields for anything, on the ground for anything, whether it's the Jananayagan issue or whether it is any other issue. The TVK has not been out on the streets. So the Congress demonstrating that it's the political force here which is part of a coalition and needs to be sworn in here. But I think, Shiv, there's a lot of confabulations going on about the potential of another alternative to this, to keep the VCK out, which could bring the AIADMK-DMK together. And I think the sense that one is picking up is that as difficult as that experiment may be, as uncomfortable and unexpected as that experiment could be, there's also a fear that it could be seen as obstructing Vijay. And I think smaller parties like the VCK and the, which are essential for that experiment, are also deeply uncomfortable with the fact that the AIADMK is a BJP ally. So they may, even if that experiment has to be considered, there's a sense that they may demand that the AIADMK clearly severs ties from the NDA and the BJP. So it'll be very interesting to watch what's happening. Many AIADMK leaders coming into Edappadi Palaniswamy's residence. Let's see what's going to happen, what's in store today.
Yes. Veera, I wanted to ask you, at what level are these confabulations happening between the AIADMK and the DMK? Are they happening at the EPS Stalin level, or are there special teams doing these discussions? What is your understanding of the level at which this is happening?
I've spoken to at least 3 top DMK sources who are part of the inner circle, none wanting to give away anything. I've spoken to some AIADMK leaders who are extremely close to EPS, none wanting to give away anything, neither denying nor confirming any of it. And I think one source told me very closely, we're not going to reveal what's with us until the very last minute, because this is going to be a game of who blinks first. And I think that's the sense within the AIADMK and the DMK. I think the conversations are happening between backroom channels, but I think also the top leadership of both parties are aware of these conversations and are being kept in the loop about these conversations. There's a sense that there's also the angle of the central government and the BJP here, which is deeply uncomfortable with the fact that a Congress part coalition with the TVK would be sworn in Tamil Nadu. So there are wheels within wheels that are playing. There are multiple players. But I think the top leaderships are all aware of what's happening, Shiv. They may not be actually talking to each other, but I think there is much of this is happening with their knowledge. With their consent or not, we don't know, but with their knowledge.
Very, very interesting, and this is an unfolding angle in this entire drama that has captured a lot of the mind space over the last 24 hours. This unthinkable prospect of an AIADMK-DMK handshake, cynically forged in order to keep out, Vijay, this newcomer who might settle into an MGR-like character, according to one assessment, and that's what it is. Politics has seen this kind of thing before. There is a precedent for this kind of thing before. The AIADMK coming out and saying that they've got public sentiment as well. Ultimately, it is about the numbers. Remember, Vijay continues to be the single largest party, but that's where things stand right now. Let me go across to all of our reporters, Deepak, Sam, Veera, Radhika, Vijay, in different parts of Chennai. ensuring that the NDTV viewer misses absolutely nothing in this political thriller for the ages in the state of Tamil Nadu, where government formation still seems like a faraway castle. I want to come to you, Deepak, at the TVK headquarters, where the suspense has continued to build. We don't know what Vijay's day plan is today. What are you hearing from the TVK headquarters? Their new ally, the Congress, is about to start a protest very shortly from here.
Well, Shiv, the meeting has begun inside, but Busi Anand, who was a little while earlier inside the meeting, and he was part of the core team as well, which had arrived quite early, he very swiftly left towards Vijay's residence and he's gone inside there. But the others like Adav, Venkatraman and many others are inside. Some of the MLAs also here, some who've just arrived. You can see one individual who's now just arrived. I have a few supporters who are very, nervous really at this point in time. One of them with me. You've come from Coimbatore, you said. Most of your leaders, of course, are officially not speaking. As a party worker at this point in time, there is a lot of nervousness I'm sensing among all of you all. What's the sense you're getting? Do you think Vijay will become the Chief Minister?
Vijay should. He should come as a Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu because it is a mandate of the Tamil Nadu people. He has to come. That is the mandate. So we are eagerly awaiting. Yeah.
There is some murmur that an unlikely alliance like of that of the DMK and the AIADMK is even possible at this point in time. If that happens, what do you think the sentiment of the people of Tamil Nadu would be? Not just as a Vijay supporter.
See, already the sentiment is very in a jitter mode because they are eagerly awaiting for the this thing, mandate to be implemented. So Vijay should be the CM. So thing is now there are a lot of chats going on because of the governor's action and AIADMK's move and DMK's move, as well as and DMK allies move.
So there's already anger, you feel?
Yeah, there is a very, very high anger among people, yeah.
Okay, so that's what some of the party workers say, even as more, leaders and MLAs begin to continue to come here. But crucially, we should note that the meeting that's underway between Busi Anand and Vijay will be important, because if he's going to want to relay some sort of a message, because it looks like he's not going to arrive here until there's more clarity that comes in from the VCK, the CPI and the CPM. Once there is more clarity, then you could have him come here and address some of their party workers on whatever decisions they take, either positive or negative for the TVK. He'll have to come here personally and probably deliver that message or the plan of action for them. The meeting really here is to chart out a strategy. What if, they are able to really get the numbers? What if they are not able to get the numbers? So both those strategies are currently being worked out. For the party workers, it's been 2 to 3 days of just wait. And like one of the party workers here was saying, there is already irritation and anger among the people that he was not allowed to take oath. And now with the talks of an impossible alliance really coming together in Tamil Nadu, that is going to make definitely things worse. This is something that, of course, the DMK and the AIADMK will also have on the back of their minds.
We've got some reactions that have come in from the left and from certain other parties. And remember, what Deepak is talking about is very, very true. Public sentiment is changing. Public sentiment is intensifying, escalating, whatever word you want to use. You can also see that reflected in the fact that film stars are coming out and talking. And usually, and I'm saying this skeptically, usually film stars don't get into politics unless they feel a resonance within their own fan bases. And that's why you're seeing many film stars come out now directly to support Vijay. Take a look at these political reactions that have come in from the left and other parties.
Our first question to you, sir. There is so much uncertainty on the government formation in Tamil Nadu, especially with Vijay and TVK, although they've gotten the numbers, the single largest numbers. How does the CPM view this?
It is highly undemocratic on the part of the governor, honorable governor, that the democratic tradition of inviting the leader of the single largest party after an election to form the government and fix a time frame to prove the majority on the floor of the house. If a party or an alliance is not having a clear-cut majority, then the president in the case of Lok Sabha and governor in the case of Legislative Assembly used to invite the single largest party to try and form a government. Why this is not being done in the case of Tamil Nadu? It is not only unfortunate, it is undemocratic also.
Okay, it's an important point that you made there. There are legal experts who called it unconstitutional as well. But the question here is that are the left parties going to support the TVK? You have 4 MLAs, and the TVK is in clear need of those numbers to show a majority on the floor of the House, or perhaps before the governor, before Vijay can be sworn in. Will the left parties and the CPI and the CPIM support TVK to form a government in Tamil Nadu?
To honor the verdict given by the people in the last assembly election, and also to see that no machinations from Delhi takes place in Tamil Nadu through the governor's road, we would definitely consider, we are having our meeting tomorrow morning, we would definitely consider extending our support to Mr. Vijay, who is the leader of the TVK. We have to take a decision tomorrow morning only.
Okay.
So we are seriously considering,
You're
especially in
seriously considering. Let me ask
especially
you.
in the background of the machinations that are taking place in Tamil Nadu, Raj Bhavan or Lok Bhavan, as they have renamed it. The
So, sir,
verdict.
you're confirming that, you will consider going with the TVK. Has the TVK already reached out to you, sir?
Yeah, TVK has reached out to us. First of all, we make it abundantly clear that the move of the governor to invite AIADMK to explore the possibility of they forming a government, it is utterly undemocratic. We straight away, in unequivocal terms, express our disagreement with this undemocratic move.
The emerging political developments. Are you talking about uncertainty over the government formation now?
Anything, whatever after polls, whatever is the problem, we will have to we will discuss with our leaders and
You
take
asked to stay with MLAs put here. Why?
because only for this they have to be instructed. No,
Is there a possibility the DMK and AIADMK may together try to form the government?
no chance.
What is the emergency decision?
Our leader himself has stated that it is not going to happen.
So what is the emergency situation you are looking at?
We will see. You will see.
Very, very important piece of breaking news coming in right now, viewer. The DMK, according to sources, is now said to be ready to extend outside support to an AIADMK-led government and unlikely to participate directly in the ministry. Very important information being broken here by our political editor Vasudha Venugopal, but it has also sought ministerial berths for its alliance partners, including the VCK. VCK leaders are said to be engaging with communists on behalf of the DMK to garner support for the AIADMK. Remember, there are concerns and hesitations over the fact that the AIADMK has a partner in the BJP. The communists may choose to remain neutral and refrain from supporting either side, particularly in view of the reported DMK-AIADMK understanding. Very, very important. The communists will announce a decision by 2 p.m. Before I come to Vasudha, Virak, very quickly with you on this. The DMK, who you've been in touch with as well, what are they saying? Is this official and final, this understanding with the AIADMK that they are ready to participate with outside support in an AIADMK-led government? Have all the issues been sorted out on this?
There is nothing official and there is nothing final, Shiv, and till it's over, this is not over. This is what we've been reporting from last night, that the DMK is looking, the formula that's been mooted before the DMK is that the DMK will give outside support to an Edappadi Palanichami minority government. All right? The DMK and its allies, the ADMK and its allies, minus the Congress and the BJP, have 120 members in the House, and they seem to be having the numbers. What's been mooted is that the DMK will give outside support to a possible Edapadi Palanichami ministry being swearing in. And for the AIADMK, it's a matter of survival. We believe that the top leaderships of both the BJP, the AIADMK and the DMK are all aware. But I think there's one precondition, even if this has to become something of a serious thought. And that serious condition is that both from the VCK and from the DMK's point of view, perhaps the AIADMK will have to leave the BJP and leave the NDA and be on its own. It will be very interesting to watch how this plays out, Shiv. In fact, all morning we've had a lot of AIADMK leaders coming in and out of Edapadi Palanichami's residence. What did you pick up? Radhika is also here with me. Radhika, what did you pick up here from any of the leaders that you could speak to?
A lot of serious discussion certainly happening inside. EPS is inside. We have Tambidurai, who had in fact spoken to us just a little while ago, and he was very confident. He said EPS has to be the chief minister. AIADMK will come back to power. But when we asked how that's going to happen, is it with the tie-up with TVK, with the tie-up with DMK, no answers to that, but very confident that AIADMK will come to power, and that's something that the public wants. That's what he said.
That's an important comment coming from Tambidurai, who's a senior party leader, saying that EPS will become chief minister. So there is an effort on, but I think it'll all hinge, Shiv, on the fact that the left, I think, is ideologically committed and will find it very difficult to justify going with this kind of a formation. If the left and VCK decide to go with TVK, then it's game over for everybody else. So we'll have to wait and see how this plays out.
Vasudha, this is an unthinkable alliance that is coming together. Not unprecedented in Indian politics, but the AIADMK and the DMK. Since yesterday, we've been seeing those videos of Karunanidhi, Jayalalitha, etc., saying, how is it even possible for something like this to happen? And now you're saying the DMK is pretty much saying that they will support from outside.
I think DMK is gearing towards accepting this idea that it might have to get ready to support the AIADMK government. That's intense lobbying that is on, Shiv. Nothing is finalized yet, but things are moving towards that end, because there is a lot of passionate arguments that have been put in this favor, because power is a great glue, it's a great addiction, and nobody wants their political relevance to be questioned. What I understand is that the communists are going to play a very important role in this, because the DMK, taking a very righteous stand, is saying that it will not be part of the ministries, it will not be part of the government, but they want good portfolios for their alliances, for their allies, which is VCK and the communists. VCK is in fact more aligned with the DMK, and they feel that they are in fact also using this opportunity to convince the DMK to side with the AIADMK. The communists, in fact, are saying that part of the communists feel that they want to be neutral, and a part of them also want to go with TVK. Vijay is very confident and is very optimistic that he wants to get the communists on their side. The communists have communicated to the TVK that they will basically respond to his offer by 2 p.m. today. That's when their meeting is also expected to end. So a lot is expected today. The governor could also be making a decision by end of today, is what we understand. But right now, many permutation and combinations going on.
Huge number. Also welcoming my senior colleague Sikta Deo from NDTV Hindi to Chennai. Welcome to Chennai, Sikta. Good to see you here. And I also want to tell you that Tamil Nadu government formation becoming a big story for a mainstream Hindi channel just shows you how big the politics is.
Well, it's the story of Thalapathy Vijay, and why not? Such a huge star who is coming to power here, and the Hindi viewers are equally interested in what's happening in Chennai, similar to what happened in Uttar Pradesh, if you remember. BSP and SP coming together. So AIADMK and DMK drama is quite similar. So let's see what happens.
You just landed. Wait for all the superstar politics that's going to play out. Good to see you, Sikta. Thank you very much. We're taking a very quick break. We're all here. The NDTV team is here in Chennai. We won't be moving until government formation is done. See you after this very short break.
In a dramatic twist, TVK claims there's a
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा,
Launch control 0 to 100.
This isn't just about cars and bikes. This is about how you move. This car makes no sense, yet it makes every sense.
What we are sitting inside is a Joby-powered air taxi.
Your friend said, "Ye le le." We said, maybe not. Hi, my name is Siddharth Sharma. I'm your NDTV Automate, your ultimate guide into the world of automobiles and mobility.
Straight from the heart of the newsroom to the core of the stories shaping your world. Join me, Gargi Raut, as I track all the developments as they break. Live from the NDTV newsroom, weekdays at 4 p.m.
The results with the BJP winning more than 200 seats clearly answer those questions. Our teams on the ground, in the studios, in the newsroom, we keep tracking every twist. We try to stay away from the noise, try to use the election analytics to bring the coverage together for you. 90% voting is not common. That's 140 elections with less than 70%. Tuvendu Adhikari leading at this moment. 5 states, 824 assembly seats, an election that felt more like a war.
Again going to shift focus to West Bengal, bring in our colleagues from the ground as well.
We've got some breaking news just coming in. Kanchan Gupta to wear this morning. Green was not one of them. Kanchan, what's going on here?
Khela hobe.
Vijay is finishing off every existing political force.
This holds, Pradeep Gupta will be dancing. Joining us now, live and exclusive on NDTV, the architect of this historic victory.
जनता को बधाई दे रहा हूं.
To all our viewers who've joined us in this long day, thank you very much for spending your time, for trusting NDTV.
Across the country, he has tracked the pulse of power from Washington to Korea. Witnessed history being made in global capitals and conflict zones. Brought clarity to complex issues of national security and international affairs. Aditya Raj Kaul, covering international affairs like no one else, only on NDTV network.
"21 days in Kashmir. People have bombarded me, friends, with requests for an unfiltered list of things I saw and observed on the ground. Very special ground report from the line of control. There were some children who've lost limbs in the shelling. They are now India's smallest, but possibly the most powerful crime family. Cough syrup has killed at least 25 children. Gaikwad sahab, aise mat kijiye. Suddenly people are wondering about the weaponization of India-Pakistan cricket. We live and breathe elections. You will not believe your eyes or ears when I show you what I'm about to. And for a country that has fought so many wars in the mountains and at high altitude, we're standing on the Indian Navy's newest warship. The line of control, Shiv Arur, NDTV.
What seems settled for me is unfinished business. So I rewind, I pause, I reflect, I dig until what's buried stands up to be counted. Breaking ground, not just headlines, the meaning behind them. This is Breaking Ground with me, Vedika Sood.
India's unshakable news habit. NDTV.com is India's #1 English news website.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद ये हित तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है, अरे मेरे राजा। सबका राजा और मसाला।
When others are warming up, I'm raring to go. The stories that matter, the stories that shape your life.
Good morning and welcome to NDTV. I'm Padmaja Joshi and Team NDTV is getting you the biggest and most exclusive stories from the states where election has been concluded, but there is still suspense about what happens next. In West Bengal, the focus is on who will be the next chief minister. For that, the legislature party meeting is going to take place today between 3 and 5 p.m. Before that, Amit Shah, who is the observer, who has been sent as the central observer for this entire process, has already touched down in Kolkata. And in a very significant development, he's first gone to the Dakshineshwar temple. Now, why this is important is because it is this temple which has a huge symbolic value, not just for the state, but also for this election. Do you know that in the rally that the Prime Minister had held at Brigade Ground, the traditional backdrop, which is usually features the Prime Minister, the state leadership, the leader of opposition, the Dakshineshwar temple backdrop was used for his Brigade Ground rally. That is the symbolism of this temple. So it's but natural that when Amit Shah has come back as observer on such a critical day, he decides to go to that temple. First, what is going to happen? Who are the front runners? Who's going to be the chief minister? We'll tell you all about that. Joining us now are two of my colleagues from Dakshineshwar. We are joined by Saurabh Gupta. We also have Shreyasi Day joining us from the convention center, where eventually that meeting of all the MLAs of the legislative party of the BJP is going to take place. To you first, Saurabh. Over to you. I think Amit Shah is just stepping out of the temple. Over to you, Saurabh.
Well, Amit Shah has just stepped out of the temple, and Padmaja, you were including, Shomik Bhattacharya of the state president now leaving the temple premises. Now, Dakshineshwar, as you said, is so significant. As someone who's offered prayers here since childhood, I can tell you that this is a temple that means so much to Bengal. And obviously, like you said, that significance of having the stage, designed along the backdrop of the temple is something that was significant. And today, as Union Home Minister Amit Shah returns to Kolkata after that huge BJP victory, the first stop he made is, of course, the Dakshineshwar Kali temple. He's offered prayers here. In fact, I'll ask my camera person to show you the Mr. Amit Shah came out of just a short while ago. He's now exiting the temple and headed to where you are, Padmaja, where, of course, all that big action of the day is lined up. But very, very significant. It's an important marker to the Union Home Minister's visit. It signifies what the BJP has been trying to emphasize on in its campaign.
And I would request our viewers to bear with us because, as you can imagine, there are a lot of jammers present there. So the connection with Saurabh will keep coming and going. Extremely, extremely crowded, that entire place. The fact that you've got such a critical day today. And remember, it also comes at a time when security across the state, especially in Kolkata, has been heightened. Because just 2 days ago, it's barely been 36 hours when the personal secretary to Shubhendu Adhikari, the person who is the front runner to become the next chief minister, who's the front runner to become the leader of the legislature party of the BJP, his personal secretary was shot dead in a cold-blooded but calculated fashion. Make no mistake, this was well planned. It was brutally executed with the kind of precision. The fact that you had possibly a Glock pistol being used, the fact that these people knew exactly where he would be, the manner in which he was assassinated. So in view of all of that, the security here has been made foolproof. But let me also cut across, while we stay with these images from the Dakshineshwar temple, where Saurabh is going to continue to report from, let me bring in Shreyasi as well. Shreyasi, who are the front runners? We know Shubhendu Adhikari won. Without a doubt, the man is a giant killer, first defeating Mamata Banerjee in Nandigram in 2021, then coming to Bhawanipur and defeating her again the second time in 2 elections running in Bhawanipur, along with retaining Nandigram. But are there other names also who are in the contention? Shreyasi.
Padmaja, yes, there are a few other names that are making the rounds, but of course the final decision will lie with the observers who are in charge of ensuring that a CM face is picked today. 207 elected MLAs will be present. We are reporting from outside the Bisho Bangla Convention Center, a center that was actually built by the former Chief Minister Mamta Banerjee. This is where all her big ticket events, including the business summit, would take place. But today, the BJP is going to elect the next Chief Minister from this very venue. Now, in terms of the convention that we've seen in BJP ruled states, there's usually a chief minister. Few states have two deputy chief minister, but there's definitely a deputy chief minister in all the BJP ruled state. So the names that we have, of course, been reporting, there is Shubhendu Adhikari. Without a doubt, he has defeated the sitting chief minister twice. So the party leaders within say that he will be getting the reward for slaying, this big politician from West Bengal. Apart from that, we've also had the names of Samik Bhattacharya, the state BJP president, who was leading the party to this victory today. But Padmaja, all said and done, this is not the work of just one leader. It has been a teamwork that has been on ground since almost 2014 is when they really started planning this victory, and they started emerging as a formidable force here in West Bengal. And of course, that had the first results in 2019 with 18 MPs and the number of MLAs rising further in 2021. Yes. And now the mega oath-taking ceremony all set tomorrow, but all eyes over here on who the legislative party picks as their leader.
And who is going to be the deputies? Because I want to bring in Manugya Loiwal joining us from the BJP office in Kolkata. Who are the names being considered right now? And this is the big news we are breaking also right now, that along with the Chief Minister, what sources are telling NDTV, there is going to be 2 deputy CMs as well. Which are the names being considered? Not just for the post of Deputy CM, Manugya, what is going to be the criteria at play, but also the Council of Ministers. Now remember, you've got a huge majority for the BJP this time around. The first time the government is going to be sworn in for the BJP. All the symbolism, all the different people who have stood by the party, so many factors to be considered in this. What are you hearing about the names in contention? Manugya.
Padmaja, you are asking the trickiest question to me because, but I choose to answer that. The Deputy Chief Minister will have a female leader from Central Bengal and another leader from either OBC or tribals from North Bengal. And the reasons are very clear because the tribals have voted in en masse to BJP this time and have been a formidable part of the victory. So it could be a face from North Bengal, a tribal face, that's what we're being told. It could be Nishit Pramanik, it could be any other leader, it could be Manoj Tigga, but probably someone from the Santhali community or from a OBC community from North Bengal. Remember, casteism has never been a major contention when it comes to the state of West Bengal. However, the face and the representation from the zone and the region speaks volumes. So if Shubhendu Adhikari comes from Midnapur, he also addresses the region which is the South Bengal. If you have Agnimitra Paul coming from Central, which is Asansol, then she also serves two purposes. One being from Central of Bengal and also coming in that Central Western of Bengal, and also comes as a female leader from Bengal. And also we have Nishit Pramanik or any other leader from North Bengal who would be addressing to the concerns of the tribals as well as the OBC. But this would be an interesting watch out for, because two deputy chief ministers and one chief minister for the first time, where BJP will have their swearing in ceremony happening tomorrow in massive brigade parade ground, creating history in the presence of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah, along with all the BJP ruled state chief ministers joining hands together.
Absolutely. Just take us through, Saurabh, while you're at Dakshineshwar, take us through the program for the day, because it's going to be packed. There's going to be one-on-one consultations that Amit Shah does with the various MLAs first. Then there are going to be office bearers who are going to come and meet him. And now in the very latest, we are learning that it's around 4 p.m. when at the Bishwa Bangla Convention Center, finally that big meeting is going to take place between 4 and 6. What more are you learning, Saurabh?
Well, you know, this is a big day, and this is, of course, for the BJP, in a sense, one of the most important days. It's going to form its first ever government since independence in West Bengal, and the significance of that couldn't be understated. Having said that, the Union Home Minister, of course, will oversee all of that, but I think I would be lacking in my reportage if I didn't mention the significance of this temple visit, because like I was saying earlier, this is a temple that's revered. You know, we as people who grew up here have offered prayers since our childhood here, and it's been a part of the culture, the ethos. And you mentioned Padmaja, the Prime Minister's meeting set in the background was the template of the Dakshineshwar temple. And the Dakshineshwar temple is something that, of course, where the Home Minister was. But like I said, it's a big day. There's a lot of meetings lined up after that crucial meeting at the Vishwa Bangla Convention Center. There is word that whoever is elected, the leader of the legislature party of the BJP, will head to the Lok Bhavan in Kolkata and, stake claim to form government. And it's a day of immense significance for the Bharatiya Janata Party, and therefore this visit, in a sense, sums up, this temple. I can ask my camera person to show you the structure of the temple. It's a temple that's been around for years. It's a temple that is, there's a room of Thakur Ramakrishna Paramhansadev here. There's also, the entire significance of this temple that's been also, in a sense, found its way into the BJP's campaign as well, because the BJP did offer to the people of Bengal the narrative that it was very well in tune with the culture, ethos and beliefs of the people of Bengal this time around. And that's why they kind of have made sure that this temple was also in that backdrop. And today, as Union Home Minister Amit Shah arrives to hold those crucial meetings and then, of course, understand, the nitty-gritties and, direct the local BJP leaders in the nitty-gritties of government formation, his first pit stop happens to be the much revered and, a place of worship, which is the Dakshineshwar Kali temple.
Absolutely. And when we're looking at these names, Manogya, I'll bring you in again on this. Many factors. You spoke of the two deputy CMs likely coming from North Bengal, one a woman leader from Central Bengal, but even in the kind of representation that they will want to do in the entire Council of Ministers, you need to have somebody from the tribal community. Just look at the kind of sweep the BJP has done this time around. Their existing areas, the North, in places like North 24 Parganas, they have strengthened themselves. But Jungle Mahal has given them a sweep. So you need to have communities like the tribal community from Jungle Mahal. The fact that in addition to the Santhals, you also had the Kudmis backing them this time around. They will need to find a voice. The Dalit community, the SC community, and you're right, casteism doesn't have a place. Mostly in Bengal, that is not a consideration. But purely in terms of representation, what are the names that you're hearing along those lines? And also, let's not forget the Kolkata region, which was considered unassailable fortress of the Trinamool Congress. The BJP has managed to get 60% of the Kolkata seats. So are we expecting a lion's share of representation from that area and perhaps from South 24 Parganas? Throw up some names, Manogya.
Well, that's a big difference between when TMC was operational and how BJP would be working. BJP is a national party, the largest democratic party in the world. But when we talk about Trinamool Congress, it has its own stronghold. It was called a South Kolkata or a South Bengal party with more than a lion's share. 60% ministers coming from either Kolkata, surrounding areas. That itself speaks volumes about the kind of control the region had. But when we talk about Bengal, it's not about the caste that works, but it is about the representation of the zone that works. And that makes it so intriguing and interesting. So just to give you an example, whether Kolkata will have a representation in the cabinet, yes, it will have, because Sopan Das Gupta happens to be a former senior journalist, a former parliamentarian, and of course a very strong contender for one of the ministerial posts this time. But with that, we also have several other leaders who have fought it well on ground, be it Tapas Roy, who has expertise and experience and was a part of the election manifesto committee here in Kolkata. So he played a very crucial role. And what would party would go ahead in 294 charge sheets, where it filed 294 charge sheets in every constituency against almost every leader. But when we come across the entire representation, well, there will be a representation from Jungle Mahal. Let's be for sure and very, very considerate about that. There will be someone from the Tollywood also, because that would be a very interesting part. I wouldn't be surprised a former journalist running into as a cabinet berth minister this time. And with that also, North Bengal will have a very unique representation from the Sant Samaj or the Sadhu Samaj that you say, with one of the Maharajas maybe taking oath this time. Representation of women, representation of tribals, representation of committees, representation from the Matua and the communities also comes very handy and very strongly this time. And also business communities. Remember, they need people who have expertise in their zone and can handle administration that way, because West Bengal has lakhs and crores of debt on it. It has to make a major turnaround. There will be support from the central government, the unique, double engine ki sarkar. But when we talk about Bengal, well, people in Bengal say, Amar Jela theke kota mantri hoyeche. Now that is very important. Whether there is a minister coming from Hooghly, whether there is a minister coming from Midnapur, there will be a chief minister expected to come from Midnapur. I wouldn't be surprised many more leaders from different representations who might not be the front runners, like Ashok Dinda, who's been an expert in sports, might just be the sports minister of the state. Rudranil Ghosh, who is very popular actor, has worked in movies like Maidan with Ajay Devgan, might be one of the faces to work here. Papya Adhikari, who has defeated Arup Biswas in the Tollywood seat, might be just another face. But do they come with that kind of background of expertise of working in government and administration? Well, that is a challenge, and that is a testimony that they will have to prove on ground, especially in the party.
You know, one can draw parallels with Odisha, where you had many first-time legislators, but the fact is that you have got the guidance coming from the center. You've got many seasoned politicians. In Midnapur, of course, representation from Shubhendu Adhikari himself as chief minister, the most likely chief minister. But we also have to keep in mind, Shreyasi, that of the 23 districts across West Bengal, there are 9 districts which have rewarded the BJP in such a fashion that the TMC failed to even open its account. Not a single seat won by the TMC in 9 of 23 districts. Those districts are likely to also find representation as a sort of thanksgiving from the BJP, because that is really where the voters have consolidated to throw out the TMC. Shreyasi.
Well, Padmaja, we have seen that when there is a BJP government in the state, the delivery becomes utmost important. And this time around, the promises that the BJP has made in its manifesto, you have been in Kolkata, you have been traveling across Bengal, you have been speaking to the people as well. The BJP this time around had turned around its campaign and made promises of changing West Bengal with absolute, confidence, and they had given that plan of action. The cabinet that is going to be decided now by the central leadership with the observers such as Amit Shah as well as Mohan Maji from the neighboring region will have to execute these promises. So of course a Herculean task ahead, but today all eyes on the Bishwa Bangla Convention. Once the meeting begins and Union Home Minister Amit Shah chairs that meeting, the cabinet will be formed, and of course the grand oath-taking ceremony will be taking place at the Brigade Parade ground here in Kolkata.
Very quickly, if I can ask you for an update, because remember, all of this talk of government formation is happening at a time, Shreyasi, when a dark shadow also looms over these celebrations, where you have Chandranath Rath, the personal secretary of Shubhendu Adhikari, being killed in the most cold-blooded fashion. And so far, there have been no arrests. What are the leads in that case right now? What do we know? It's been 36 hours.
Well, the police have received the post-mortem report. They've also got the forensic reports. Yesterday, the BSF DG also visited the spot where the incident had taken place. So far, there have been no arrests. Few have been detained to be questioned by the police, not just here in the city, but also in other parts of the state. The police have remained, Padmaja, extremely tight-lipped because they don't want to give out the leads in their investigation to the media as of now, because it's a very high-profile investigation that is being carried out. We have seen the BJP usually seek a CBI investigation, but this time they have given the responsibility to the state DGP and SIT.
Okay, sorry to interrupt you because we're completely out of time. time, but a very, very professionally carried out hit on Shubhendu Adhikari's personal secretary. The finger pointing, of course, because you've got the leadership here saying this was directed right by the top leadership of the TMC. We'll keep a close track for the time being. Taking a very quick break. But remember, when it's elections, when it's politics, NDTV is your only destination. A critical day for West Bengal. We'll be live from here. Stay tuned.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है अरे मेरे राजा सबका राजा आग और मसाला
Front lines of Kargil, the fury of Operation Sindhu,
so many attacks,
the chaos and cries of disaster zones, to fighter jet cockpits, and the world's most defining interviews.
It's incredible.
He has seen history break, live, unfiltered. 20,000 hours of live broadcasting.
Welcome to Left, Right, Centre.
Hard facts.
War-struck country.
Hard questions.
In the Ukraine.
30 years of trust.
In the Kargil area. North Ukraine. In France, in Italy. At Srinagar. Vishnu Shom for NDTV.
Vishnu Shom. Only on NDTV.
आपने तो दीदी को एकदम धो डाला।
इसमें जनता का जीत है, मोदी जी का जीत है।
आज के की खाबेन झालमुड़ी ना माछेर झोल।
How will you celebrate?
झालमुड़ी माछेर झोल with रसगुल्ला।
You know, you remember you promised me that you will come to Kabini and do an interview with me. You like going to the forest?
This is a declaration of our state that to the entire country that our Kerala is secular.
ये विजय बंगाल की जनता के विशेष करके मातृशक्ति की।
One clip that went most viral was the non-interview. Crew spent some time with him. We have these whistles out for you, and the whistles are for the fact that you got the poll right, which is quite fantastic. We saw you campaigning, ma'am, for the RG Kaur victim's mother as well. You know, that was a telling moment. Do you believe that that incident in some ways was a tipping point?
I think that was not the only incident.
তবে পরাণ খুলে তুই মুখ ফুটে তোর মনের কথা একলা বলো রে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে
Launch control 0 to 100.
This isn't just about cars and bikes. This is about how you move. This car makes no sense, yet it makes every sense.
What we are sitting inside is a Joby-powered air taxi.
Your friend said, "Ye le le." We said, maybe not. Hi, my name is Siddharth Sharma. I'm your NDTV Automate, your ultimate guide into the world of automobiles and mobility.
Straight from the heart of the newsroom to the core of the stories shaping your world. Join me, Gargi Raut, as I track all the developments as they break. Live from the NDTV newsroom, weekdays at 4 p.m.
The results with the BJP winning more than 200 seats clearly answer those questions. Our teams on the ground, in the studios, in the newsroom, will keep tracking every twist. We try to stay away from the noise, try to use the election analytics to bring the coverage together for you. 90% voting is not common. That's 140 elections with less than 70%. Shubhendu Adhikari leading at this moment. 5 states, 824 assembly seats, an election that felt more like a war.
Again going to shift focus to West Bengal, bring in our colleagues from the ground as well.
Very good afternoon. You're with Breaking Ground. I'm Vedika Sood. A debutante, a superstar, a massive mandate, but not enough to cross the line. Vijay's TVK has emerged as the single largest force in the state with 107 seats, a staggering political arrival that has shaken the foundations of Dravidian politics. But The big question now is this: can Vijay form the government without the numbers? Because what has followed, viewer, this fractured verdict is something Tamil Nadu politics has rarely, if ever, imagined. Two bitter rivals, two Dravidian giants, DMK and AIADMK parties built on decades of political hostility, are now at the center of intense speculation over a possible coming together. Not for ideology, not for governance, you guessed it right, to stop the TVK. High-level meetings, back-channel conversations, frenzied number crunching, and now an explosive warning from the TVK camp. If either the DMK or the AIADMK attempts to stake claim, every TVK MLA could resign. This afternoon, the mandate is massive, the numbers are short, and the politics has turned extraordinary. A quick check on the headlines at noon. Buzz over anti-Vijay front peaks is an unprecedented alliance. Works. DMK sources say the AIADMK must cut ties with the BJP, say ready to extend outside support to AIADMK. TVK claims bid by Dravidian giants to stop Vijay's juggernaut, warns every MLA of the party will resign if either of the two Dravidian parties tries to stake claim to form the government in the state. Left parties hold crucial meet. Home Minister Amit Shah in marathon meetings in Kolkata. BJP's legislature party to formally elect its leader, with Suvendu Adhikari emerging as front-runner to become the party's first chief minister in the state of West Bengal. Sources say Bengal can get two deputy chief ministers. SIT probe into Suvendu aid murder. Role of 5 or more suspected. More details on the investigations here on NDTV. Race for Keralam's Chief Minister heats up. Senior leaders KC Venugopal and VD Satishan emerge as frontrunners after UDF's emphatic return to power. Nasik TCS conversion case. Key accused Nida Khan arrested, held 40 days after FIR filed in the case. US President Donald Trump says the ceasefire is still in effect even as US launches fresh attacks on Iran. Bandar Abbas. All the developments on the ground will be here on Breaking Ground with a group of reporters in Chennai. In a moment from now, I'm going to cut across to them. But the latest here on Breaking Ground, Tamil Nadu's post-poll drama is intensifying by the hour after Vijay's TVK becomes the single largest party but still failed to cross the majority mark of 118. With this, the drama is brewing as parties are in race to form the government. Vijay held a key meeting with all his MLAs and senior leaders at the party headquarters to decide the next step. On the other hand, TVK's hunt for finding allies only intensifies. While the VCK is yet to disclose its cards, CPI and CPM, the left parties, are holding meetings with their party leaders to decide whom to support. Sources say Tamil Nadu could be heading for a major political twist, with DMK, BJP and AIADMK, according to sources, exploring options to keep Vijay out of power. One formula under discussion, sources claim, is an EPS-led government with outside support from the DMK. Amid the speculation, sources say TVK has warned that as many as 108 MLAs could resign in what it calls an unnatural alliance taking shape. All right, I'm going to introduce all our reporters standing by. We have Shiv Arur, we have Vasudha, we have Veera, we also have Ritu, Deepak, as well as Vijay. All of them on the ground. Shiv, I'm going to come to you first. This is something which was unthinkable till a few moments ago, Shiv. Talking about the AIADMK and the DMK in talks just to keep the Vijay juggernaut at bay.
You know, Vedika, I grew up in Chennai. I was born here, and I'm old enough to remember the things that the AIADMK and the DMK have done to each other, what each party has done to Jayalalitha and Karunanidhi when they've been each in power, the animosity, the hostility that runs through the blood of each party for the other. To think of this as just an unholy alliance is, to indulge in the most breathtaking understatement. These are two parties that pretty much are defined by their antipathy towards each other. But for them to find common cause now, to have these secret confabulations in order to stem the threat of a Vijay who they see as a possible MGR-like figure is the most cynical politics of all time. Now, whether this actually comes together and becomes a reality, we don't know. What we can confirm here on NDTV, Vedika, is that those talks are indeed happening. The DMK and the AIADMK have in fact put together some kind of a formula. As you just rightly said, the DMK has signaled it's willing to outside support an EPS-led dispensation where EPS will be the chief minister. You've got the smaller parties sort of running around wondering what to really do. And in the shadow of all of this is the TVK, which has 108 seats, for God's sake, within kissing distance of that majority figure. And yet you have this cynical operation that's taking place with those who've been ousted from power, those who've been denied power, and they're all trying to come together now to keep Vijay away from growing roots and becoming a large political force in Tamil Nadu. What was once considered a rumor and a plant is now very much a reality. Those discussions, we understand, are happening at a pretty high level, Vedika. We don't know whether between Stalin and EPS themselves, but it is very clear that this is definitely something that is on the table and on.
He's also joining us live from Mount Road. I believe protests are on. Vijay, what's happening behind you? Vijay, can you hear me?
Vedika, right now we are at Congress protest site. You see how Congress have gathered here, staging protests against governor for delaying Vijay's oath-taking ceremony. They blame BJP. They say they allege BJP is behind this. So only they are deliberately delaying Vijay's oath-taking ceremony. That's the Congress are here rising slogans against the BJP-led union government and also governor for delaying. You see here they are showing placards also in support of TVK Vijay. They are saying Girish Jodankar and also Selva Perundage and other Congress senior leaders are part of this protest. Trying to speak with some of the Congress cadre also here, sir. எதுக்காக இந்த protest பண்றீங்க? Why are doing this protest?
TVK தலைவர் வந்து முதலமைச்சரா உட்காரணும். ராகுல் காந்தியோட இது
So they are saying that Vijay should become Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. So Rahul Gandhi also has expressed support to that, but Governor is deliberately delaying this. So in support of TVK Chief Vijay and against Governor, we are doing this protest. Remember, Congress, very recently Congress has extended their support to TVK in formation of government, which made TVK, which was a huge advantage for TVK to form the government. However, still TVK lacks number that to show their absolute majority before governor. They are still waiting to hear from left parties and VCK.
Stay with me. Vasudha is also joining us live. Vasudha, a lot has changed in the last 96 hours. I mean, on the 4th, on counting day, the big takeaway was history created by Vijay. What we've seen in the next 96 hours, though, for the cameras, you've had the DMK also coming out and saying that Vijay has the mandate in terms of this election. What has been happening behind the scenes has been nothing short of stunning and shocking politically.
That's right, Vedika. In fact, I've been speaking to people from all parties. The AIADMK is extremely confident that, it will be able to pursue with the DMK into giving it outside support. A large section of the DMK leadership is also gearing towards that, but DMK has made it very clear that they will not be part of any government that is led by the AIADMK. They want that optics to be clear on that, but they are also in some ways lobbying for good positions, good portfolios for their allies, the VCK and the communists. Suddenly, the smaller parties with just 8 MLAs have become so important because they are the road to power. VCK is still aligned with the DMK, and Vijay has spoken to Thirumavalavan probably for the third time in the last 3 days. He has written out several letters. He has sent out delegations to meet him, but then Thirumavalavan has not shown that kind of inclination. Yes, it could be muscle flexing and posturing, but there's no answer yet. Communists have said that they will decide by today evening, latest by today afternoon is what they've said. So communists could even remain neutral is what we've been told, because they are being persuaded from both sides. One, of course, the AIADMK-DMK, bastion, and of course then there's TVK also. They're also pulling pressure. And there are MLAs within these smaller parties who feel that it's only the right thing to do to ally with the TVK, because they feel that if elections were to happen soon, then the TVK could actually romp home to power. But more importantly, some of these smaller parties are also facing trust deficit with the TVK, because they feel that Vijay will not want any interference in his government. They will not get the importance that they have or want, and then if the elections happen again, they will lose the importance that they have. So several anxieties, several apprehensions on there. But yes, there is also optimism on the TVK front. They are hoping to get a good answer by today evening. I'm told the governor is also expected to make a call, make a decision by today evening. But yes, it's a complex web of aspirations, insecurities, the entrenched political powers of Tamil Nadu hoping to remain politically relevant, when a star like Vijay is rising and is giving out impressions that he's here to stay.
All right, do stay with me. Veera also joining us from the DMK headquarters in Chennai. Veera, just break this down for us. What are the options before the DMK? Also, within the DMK, is there a split in opinion in terms of whether to go ahead and support the AIADMK when it comes to the youth of the DMK versus the veterans?
I think a lot of this is now going to hinge on where the left and the VCK are. The left and the VCK, let's not forget, have historic ties with the DMK. One is at the central leadership and ideological level as far as the left is concerned, but there's also the local reality of their MLAs having very close ties with the DMK. So is the VCK. So there are multiple things that the VCK and the left are considering. We believe that there have been multiple confabulations that's on. And I'm at the Anna Arivalayam headquarters with my colleague Sam Daniel as well here. We can see the DMK's top leadership from Kanimozhi Karunanidhi to MK Stalin, to A. Raja, to Dayanidhi Maran, who we saw walking just now, MPs and the top leadership. We saw K.N. Nehru leave this meeting a short while ago. So a lot of them here having consultations, and I think it's about taking a considered decision. No one's going to reveal what they have, their cards. They're all going to play their cards close to their chest. But I think there are lots of confabulations on, and a quest to sort of retain some kind of keep the TVK out is one large faction of the DMK saying. I think a lot of this will depend on where the left and the VCK stand. Vedika, my colleague Sam Daniel, also with me here at the DMK headquarters. Sam, what's the sense you are picking up? Quickly.
Well, they're going to wait whether TVK will be able to form a government, prove his majority. If he's not able to, then they're going to stake claim, giving this particular formula.
Okay, this formula, just to outline this formula, is about EPS as chief minister, outside support from the DMK, VCK part of the government is what we are told. In fact, the conversations are even talking about VCK as a possible deputy chief minister post to keep Thirumavalavan's party happy and
all allies
control. All allies getting a berth, except the DMK will be giving outside support. The DMK allies plus the AIADMK allies, minus the Congress and the BJP, is 120. I think one of the preconditions will also be that the AIADMK has to break ties with the BJP. It will be interesting to watch how this plays out. I'm waiting for MK Stalin to come out of that meeting. We'll try and see if we can pose some questions to the DMK leadership. But of course, they're playing their cards very close to their chest, saying nothing at the moment, not giving anything away. I think they will start talking.
All
Only
right,
after
I'm going to
it's-
go across to Deepak and Ritu in a moment. From now on, I want to go back to Shiv. Shiv, the optics of this also. Let's just talk about that for a moment. The mandate has been with Vijay. Now you have DMK saying, in terms of sources and what Veera is saying, that we could support the AIADMK, extend outside support. But let's just talk about the optics of even the DMK doing that at this point.
The optics are absolutely dreadful, which is why, I'm describing this as cynical in the extreme. The DMK was the incumbent party, and it was thrown out of power. It is very simple as that. Its numbers have drastically fallen. Stalin, the incumbent chief minister, lost his own seat in Kolattur in this Vijay tsunami. So for the DMK to now position itself as a supporter of any kind in a future dispensation, whether outside or inside support, is not only morally inappropriate, but it would be completely sacrilegious in the eyes of a public that has given Vijay 108 votes. So the optics are absolutely terrible. There are two basic things to consider here. One is the optics, and we all know that perception matters, narrative matters, but when the thirst of power overwhelms everything else, narrative becomes a little less important. Optics doesn't, stand on the podium. The other aspect is the fear that a cynical move of this kind, Vedika, would actually make Vijay an even more successful star. It would create a huge layer of sympathy, convert him into a kind of political martyr who has been denied his rightful shot at power in Tamil Nadu, and that kind of anger could convert into an even bigger landslide victory that would push him over that magic figure in a large way in any future kind of election. The TVK is aware of this, and that's one of the reasons why you're not hearing many loud, acrimonious statements from the TVK. They want to see this play out. They want to let it build in the public mind. They want the public to see these cynical confabulations between the ADMK and the DMK, and to let the public view the optics of it, as you put it, as those who've been left out of power, cynically trying to create, an unholy alliance to keep the rightful chief minister away from the chair. So the optics, in a short word, are absolutely terrible.
Optics not looking too good. We have some breaking news coming in. We're being told that the TVK chief has left for the party headquarters. Vijay is on his way to meet with TVK MLAs at the party headquarters, and a key TVK huddle will begin soon amid the Sarkar's suspense. MLAs and senior leaders of the TVK will be attending this key meeting. Deepak joining me live from outside the TVK headquarters. Deepak, so close yet so far. 4 days back, one would think we're going to very soon see Vijay taking oath. And still, he's short of that magic mark, and so much is happening in terms of political maneuvering from the other parties, the AIADMK, the DMK. What are your TVK sources telling you about all these developments at this point?
Well, at the TVK office here in Paniyur, the anticipation is growing. The MLAs are inside. Vijay, of course, who left from his residence, didn't head towards the party headquarters, but I'm told he's headed towards Pattinapakam. Yesterday, he was there through the entire day. And today, he's expected to, of course, make his way here once a formal decision is made, whatever it is, by the VCK, the CPI and CPM. Meanwhile, for the people here to keep the spirits up, there are, of course, all of these items as this individual has brought. Sir, Ningo ipo paadinengro konjam.
Veeravandi. அப்ப பாடுற பாட்டல் மாநாடுக்காக விக்கிரவாண்டி மாநாடு வெற்றியாகட்டும், நாளை விஜய் ஆட்சி என்று உலகம் பேசட்டும். விக்கிரவாண்டி மாநாடு வெற்றியாகட்டும், நாளை விஜய் ஆட்சி என்று உலகம் பேசட்டும். ஊருதோறும் விஜய் கொடி உயர்ந்து பறக்கட்டும், ஊருதோறும் விஜய் கொடி உயர்ந்து பறக்கட்டும். கோட்டையிலே விஜய் ஆட்சி நாளை மலரட்டும், கோட்டையிலே விஜய் ஆட்சி இன்று மலரட்டும், கோட்டையிலே விஜய் ஆட்சி இன்று மலரட்டும்.
Well, super song, and definitely for the people here, this is something that's keeping their energies up. He's got a lot of items, posters of Vijay, he's got whistles, and he's got a lot of other things related to the TVK. But as far as the people here, many of them, for the last half an hour, they've been coming up to me and saying, is there an update? Is there an update? Have the smaller parties decided something? Is an alliance really happening between the DMK and the AIADMK? This is the kind of, nervousness that there is that has set in. But we'll really have to see what the smaller parties right now decide, because the ball is up in their court. Will they actually decide that they will not back the TVK and in fact support this possibility of an alliance between the AIADMK and the DMK? They'll have to look at their political futures as well. Is this the best option for them? I'm also again going to ask video journalist Govind to show you at the party headquarters, a lot of legislators are here, senior party leaders are here, but Vijay isn't. And for the people, having him here would have meant a lot. Yesterday as well, they were hoping he would make his way here, and through the entire day he was at Patinapakam but didn't come to the party headquarters here. And we're anticipating his presence could be here only after a clear-cut decision is made by the smaller parties, which is expected around 3 or 4 p.m. this evening. Back to you in the studios.
Hi there, Vasudha, in terms of the TVK headquarters. All right, we don't have Vasudha. I'll put that question to Shiv. Shiv, the spirits remain high in front of the TVK headquarters, but this is essentially a wait-and-watch game. While you have the TVK going into a huddle shortly, you have other parties, the left parties also in a huddle. Of course, you have AIADMK leaders and DMK leaders dialing each other at this point, perhaps. So essentially a wait-and-watch game. The suspense continues. This is at its peak.
You know, it's incredible how, when you've got a party like the TVK scoring 108 seats, Vedika, it has come down to the VCK and the left parties with their 2 seats each, where all the power actually resides in where this is going to go. It is absolutely incredible. I don't think the left has ever had this much, political onus and power in Tamil Nadu ever before. It's all going to come down to what they decide. Those 2 seats, those 6 seats are pretty much all that the TVK actually needs to get to that figure. They're at 108, they need 118. 6 more, they've already got 5 from the Congress. That's all they need. And the fact that the AIADMK and the DMK are talking has left these parties like the VCK, the CPM and the CPI in a bit of a moral quandary. If they do side with Vijay, what happens, at a later time when in the next election when he doesn't need them anymore? They need to look after their alliances with the DMK-led alliance that was incumbent before this as well. So these small parties which have small footprints have a disproportionate sort of effect if they join hands with Vijay right now. But any move that they make also becomes a risk to their very existence. So you're absolutely right. It's a wait-and-watch game. The hotlines, the phone lines are being triggered at every moment, I'm guessing, between the TVK and those other parties. It's a bit of a tug of war as well right now. The TVK is watching with an increasing sense of consternation that what appeared to be only speculation about the DMK and the ADMK coming together in an unthinkable, unholy alliance is now very much a reality. It's becoming a mainstream reality. Everywhere we go, people are actually talking about the possibility of the ADMK and the DMK coming together. So it's no longer a kind of blasphemous suggestion, even in the shadow of this looming, towering mandate that's been given to Vijay. And that tells you a little bit about politics. As the hours wear on, as time wears on, remember the public is also expecting a conclusion to this meandering mess. We just don't know when that's going to happen.
It's as bad or good as saying that the TMC and the left were coming together in the state of West Bengal. Some years back, really. So it's as unthinkable as that. Being from Bengal, when you say you're from Chennai, that's the parallel that I can draw at this point. Do stay with me. I'm going to go to Ritu, who's in Puducherry in a moment from now. But before that, what's the formula that the DMK and AIADMK are thinking of at this point? We're talking about 2 Dravidian giants coming together, 2 parties known to be arch rivals. So let's just take you through some of the points there. BJP, DMK and AIADMK exploring options to keep TVK out. So that's the essential reason why you could see those arch rivals coming together. That is to block Vijay's juggernaut when it comes to Tamil Nadu. Now, here's the formula that even Veera was talking about. EPS as Chief Minister with DMK's outside support being discussed at this point. The optics, of course, very poor when it comes to the DMK even extending outside support. Now, young DMK leaders, according to sources, are fearing a rise for Vijay, which is as huge as MGR's rise. So the fear is an MGR-like rise for the TVK chief. Now, the Udaynidhi camp is pushing for anti-TVK strategy. So he's one man, according to sources, who's spearheading that. But for now, we're being told his father is hesitant when it comes to Stalin. He's not too sure about it. Now, the BJP, according to sources, is keen to prevent Congress entry into power. Remember, there are 5 MLAs who've already pledged support to Vijay and his party. And like I said, Stalin is still not fully convinced, because of which there are also murmurs that there could be outside support to the AIADMK, which is offered by Stalin and his party. Senior DMK leaders are warning of a public backlash. So there in itself, you can see that when it comes to the DMK, there seems to be a split in opinion. You have the young ones fearing that Vijay is already a star, he's a mega star, and this will give him the kind of acknowledgement, the kind of popularity that MGR enjoyed. That's their fear. And you have the senior leaders from within the DMK at this point saying that if you do this, there could be public backlash. Like Shiv pointed out, that is very poor optics. We haven't gone to Ritu yet. Ritu, thank you for standing by. We believe you're in Puducherry, where you have the AIADMK MLAs all holed up. Just tell us how many of them are there, what's the strategy being mulled at this point when it comes to the AIADMK that's trying to keep its flock together at this moment while talks are happening, while numbers are being dialed?
Well, of course, you see, as you rightly pointed out, it's all about the number game that we are seeing when we talk about the Tamil Nadu politics. But Puducherry, you see, is way more hot than Chennai. In fact, it's almost 40 degrees. I am with the mini fan in my hand. But you see, while that, the MLAs of AIADMK continue to camp here at this particular private resort. Earlier, yesterday, you see, they were apparently in a different resort. Now they, of course, the moment the information was out, they were being told to move to different resorts and, not be at one particular resort. Now you see maximum of that MLAs of the AIADMK remain to be here at this particular private resort here in Puducherry, where you see my Vijay Kumar is giving you those visuals. On my right hand side, you can see all that the AIADMK leaders making their way inside for their talks, in fact, and also a continuous vehicle movement is something that is constantly seen here as well. So what I'm given to understand is that almost around 30 MLAs, in fact, are right now maximum MLAs from AIADMK remain to be here at this particular resort. You see, yesterday there was a crucial meeting that the Edapadi Palaniswamy had with these MLAs at this particular resort itself. And more importantly, you see, what is that? Something I learned through the sources during the meeting is also that the first sentence that the EPS really began his whole the discussion or the talk that he really had was that the AIADMK will not get weakened at any cost. It's going to raise. That's the first sentence that basically the EPS has really said to his MLAs over here during that meeting. Now, more importantly, you see the point number 2 for us to try and understand, and something that needs to be highlighted as well, is that during this meeting, you see the EPS has in fact conveyed these MLAs that be quiet, be calm for at least 2 days until something really gets figured out. Now, you see, while I was trying to speak to set of MLAs as well off the record, I try and understand and learn from them that until and unless the stable government is really not seen in the Tamil Nadu, probably they will remain to be here at the resort itself. Now, all that needs to be seen. How is this really going to happen? Now, what I'm also learning through my sources is also that this particular resort is really now being booked for 4 days in total. So, as per the situation and the developments, the further call will really be taken. But
okay,
it's just not one resort, you see, Vedika, where that the MLAs are basically there, but multiple resorts that the MLAs are right now in and around this particular resort itself. So more importantly, you see, needs to be seen what's really going to happen in the coming hours or probably in the coming days, how this is really going to pan out here in the Tamil Nadu. Back to you.
Let's just take our viewers through the number game when it comes to the DMK and AIADMK alliance. Now, this is the buzz, and it's a very strong buzz at this point. We're talking about the AIADMK, which has 47 seats, the DMK 59. If you add that, the total tally then comes to 106. Again, this is seen as a move to add pressure on the TVK at this point. What's key, Shiv, is that small parties and independents will hold the key. Either way, be it the TVK wanting to stake claim or this alliance, unnatural alliance that we have been talking about.
You know, you're right, and you know, it's very telling when you put the arithmetic like that the DMK and the AIADMK put together have 2 less seats than the TVK. You know, that paints you the clearest possible picture of what the public mandate for Vijay currently is. Now, the arithmetic does the talking here. All of the power resides in the VCK, the left, the CPM and the CPI, who have 2 seats each. The Congress's 5 MLAs have already gone towards the TVK. That ugly divorce with the DMK is already final. I doubt there's going to be any, easy backpedaling on that in the near future. The Congress has escalated temperatures against the BJP and the governor quite consistently. We just saw Vijay reporting on those protests that are happening. Today, I think the big focus, like Veera and Vasudha have been reporting, Vedika, is going to be on the VCK and the 2 left parties. They've been meeting their leaders, their MLAs. I understand that they're going to be speaking with their headquarters, etc. as well. And by around, according to our Chennai Bureau Chief Sam, by around 4:35 this evening, there should be some sense of clarity on which way these smaller parties are going to go. I myself have great doubts about whether there is going to be any clarity in their decision, because between now and 6, what is honestly going to change, Vedika? What is going to enter the room? What is going to enter the scenario that is going to give the VCK, the CPI and the CPM any more ingredients in their hand to take a clear decision on which way they want to go? And remember, all of this is happening at a time when their, erstwhile alliance leader, MK Stalin, has basically endorsed this AIADMK-DMK formula, this what we're calling the unholy alliance. So they've got a lot to be nervous about. On the one side, you've got this towering mandate for Vijay, which is tantalizingly short of the halfway mark. Then you've got the AIADMK and the DMK unthinkable handshake that's taking place. And you've got these small parties caught in the middle, not knowing which side is going to prove to be their undoing or their strengthening. So all eyes on the VCK, the CPM and the CPI as to what they will do. I personally, as a journalist, have my doubts that today will reveal the answers and the cards in their hand.
Wait and watch game. Shiv there talking about the smaller parties. So let's do some more number crunching here for the viewer and tell you where they all stand. Now, in terms of Vijay, like we know, there are 108 seats he's won. This includes the 2 seats that he's won as MLA. Now, the undecided would be the left party, the VCK. The VCK holding a huge weight here despite just having 2 seats. Which way will they swing? Which way will they sway is the big question. You have the left having 2 parties each. Also out here must also talk about the IUML. Now it all depends on whether the DMK here will permit them, which looks unlikely given that there are talks when it comes to the DMK and the AIADMK as well. So those are the numbers, viewer. The majority mark stands at 118. You have Vijay at 108. VCK holds the key here. And then you have the left parties and the IUML. So whichever way the VCK swings is going to actually even decide the future of Vijay's party. I'm going to go across to Deepak now, who's outside the TVK office at this time. While you have them in a huddle, Deepak, the question is, which way will the VCK go? The smaller parties hold the key. So even while they discuss, even while they number crunch, it all depends on the parallel meetings happening, be it the left parties, be it the VCK at this point.
Well, Vedika, now, while, of course, everyone's talking about this alliance...
All right, there seems to be a technical issue there. I'm going to go across to Vijay. Vijay, we've seen the Congress supporters come out and protest against the governor. They've also questioned who is betraying Vijay at this point. Are the protests still on around you? What is happening around you? Pressure building in terms of optics also by the Congress party, the first party to have extended support to Vijay, ending a decades-long alliance with the DMK.
Vedika, as we speak, just Congress concluded their protests. We can see leaders and functionaries started to leave from here. We have a Congress senior leader also. Sir, we have supported Tamil Nadu. Now we are holding protests. So, on the other hand, DMK and AIADMK, there are speculation over DMK and AIADMK also. How Congress sees this?
See, all the last 5 years, DMK has propagated everywhere, nook and corner of Tamil Nadu, that Edapadi is a slave to BJP. So the question in front of the DMK is itself, whether in the name of slave of the BJP, you are also going to support. It is in the ball is in their court now.
Same Congress also once criticized TVK, right? Now you have formed alliance.
No, the thing is we are very clear. Our stand always, we are for a secular. We don't want a communal force to rule this Tamil Nadu, to enter into Tamil Nadu politics. So the people have given a mandate to them. So earlier in DMK's regime also in the 98 and 96, with the TNC, DMK won the election. But when it came to the vote of confidence in the parliament, they voted for BJP, supported the BJP government.
Why now delay in oath-taking ceremony, sir? Now why delay in Vijay's oath-taking?
It is a murder of constitution. Our BJP governor wants to murder the Constitution of India.
Okay, thank you for your time, sir. So, these are all the Congress mood right now on cadre level. You can see how they are speaking to us. They are very strongly saying that once AIADMK, DMK criticized AIADMK for saying that they are having an alliance with BJP, but now same speculations over DMK and AIADMK alliance also, and also they are very clarifying, saying that they are very strong in supporting TVK, and they just raise slogans against the governor and BJP-led union government also, Vedika.
Also going to focus on the Lok Bhavan. Now, sources say the TVK is exploring all legal and political options, including moving court, even as the party reaches out to the left parties and the VCK for support. Meanwhile, TVK workers, like you can see behind Vijay, also have been staging protests. Similar protests took place outside the Lok Bhavan earlier today. They raised slogans and demanded government formation. Also, Congress, who has already given support to the TVK for government formation, called out the governor for the delay in decision-making by inviting Vijay to stake claim to form the government, which has not happened. On the other hand, the left, who has not extended support to TVK yet, but are in talks with the party, also called out the delay in government formation. Now, with no pre-poll alliance crossing the majority mark, the governor's next move becomes extremely crucial. Constitutional options before the Raj Bhavan include inviting the TVK or asking a post-poll coalition to prove majority support through MLA letters. Another option before the governor is to invite a minority government and order an immediate floor test on the floor of the assembly.
We have made it very clear, the left party CPI, CPM and also the VCK in Tamil Nadu all have demanded that the larger mandate is for TVK. Governor should invite the single largest party, and that government must be allowed to prove its majority on the floor of the assembly, not in the halls or corridors of governor's residence.
TVK, which gave a confession statement that we are the single largest party with 108 and we have got the support of another 5 more. So it's quite natural for the governor to ask where are the other 5. See, you need 118. There is one person who is 108 and that will go down to 107. Congress adding 5 is not going to save. What Congress has done is, he has put a hole on a ship, sailing ship, and it is he is letting the ship to sink faster.
breaking news just coming in. Congress MP Manakam Tagore has said, in a democracy, people decide who will form the government. People have already decided. Vijay will be the chief minister. BJP is using the governor to buy time. Let's listen into what he had to say.
BJP is operating one through the governor. Governor is the mandate. Governor is not respecting the mandate of the people. People has voted for Mr. Vijay. BJP wants to stop Mr. Vijay, and the Congress has supported Vijay. Therefore, we are standing with Mr. Vijay to form a government because he has the mandate. In the other part, BJP is operating governor as well as AIADMK and DMK now. DMK yesterday was saying that who backstabbers. Who is the backstabber now? Who has backstabbed? We all know that the people of Tamil Nadu has voted for Mr. Vijay. He has the mandate. Now BJP is trying to subvert that mandate using the governor. Governor is giving a reason that largest single party is not inviting to form the government. He is asking the letter for numbers to be shown in Raj Bhavan. Raj Bhavan is not the place to show the number. It is the Assembly of Tamil Nadu which we have to show the number. We are very confident that this secret understanding which was there with AIADMK and DMK has got exposed now, and DMK and AIADMK are now colluding with each other with the blessings of BJP.
Going to Deepak on this. Deepak, the secret alliance between the DMK and AIADMK stands exposed, according to the Congress MP, also alleging that the BJP has had a huge role to play in terms of political maneuvering to keep Vijay out of the state and also to keep the Congress out of a forming government with the TVK.
Well, Vedika, now the blame game is definitely going to continue, and it's going to come from all sides. And you're going to have different theories as to why a person is doing this and why they're not. And we've seen that already come in. The Congress justified its move to switch over to back the TVK. We've seen the DMK slam them. We've seen a lot of these pot shots being taken. But now the question is who has the numbers. For the TVK, it's just 6 numbers that they're short of. And it's, while of course we are talking a lot now about the possibility of the DMK and the AIADMK and the smaller parties coming together, trust me, it's much more difficult for them than we see on the face of it. It is an unlikely alliance, but they are trying to stitch it together. Why are they so really hell-bent on doing this is another question. But for the sake of power, we've seen our politicians and our political parties do various things which have surprised us all in various parts of the country when situations like this have come to the fore. For now, we should not rule out the fact that the TVK has to just muster up 6, and it's the smaller parties, if they do not decide to actually back, actor Vijay or the TVK here, there's also the possibility in the near future that there would be disgruntled MLAs who are not given portfolios, who would probably think that their political future may not be great in this alliance and in the future as well, and could look at switching. So this is always going to become a possibility, and this is a problem somewhere for a state that delivers a fractured mandate. The governance really takes a hit because there's no clarity. And here, with just 10 seats short, actor Vijay is facing a predicament that he probably didn't think he would be when the counting results came in at about 11 or 12. It looked like he was definitely going to emerge as the clear leader, but he didn't. For now, the back-channel conversations for the TVK as well is on, very much on. They have once again reached out to the VCK. They have once again reached out to the CPI, CPIM. They are hoping that they really, give them the backing. But right now, it looks like too many things are at play. And probably at this evening, by about 5 o'clock, we'll have clarity as to what's going to happen.
All about those 5 MLAs backing Vijay at this point. You have the AIADMK and the DMK in an unnatural alliance of sorts. They are mulling, and that is the buzz as of now, to form an alliance against Vijay, an anti-Vijay bloc, as it were. Now, a lot of words have erupted, or rather has erupted, between the parties in Tamil Nadu as Vijay seeks numbers to form the government. The Congress has extended support, as you know, to the TVK. However, despite the support, the party seems to be falling short on seats to meet that halfway mark, which is 118. AIADMK spokesperson has slammed the Congress and TVK over the alliance, slamming the parties over paucity of numbers. The AIADMK leader said that the 5 seats given by the Congress did nothing for the alliance, instead poked more holes in an already sinking ship. Congress MP Manikam Tagore has slammed the AIADMK, BJP and DMK. You just heard from him. Commenting on the buzz of the Dravidian parties joining hands, the Congress leader questioned how lifelong rivals could turn into allies overnight. The Congress leader further asked the parties to respect the people's mandate.
See, you need 118. There is one person who is 108 and that will go down to 107. Congress adding 5 is not going to save. What Congress has done is, he has put a hole on a ship, sailing ship, and it is he is letting the ship to sink faster. That's all I can say. Congress has added no merit with this alliance or equation or whatsoever it is, but it is up to the party. So I have nothing to say about the decision of Congress, the decision of TVK.
Now, as Tamil Nadu's political suspense grows, there is widespread speculation about an alliance between the AIADMK and DMK. While the parties have not officially commented on this unnatural alliance, the alliance would be arch rivals coming together, two Dravidian giants coming together, which till now was unheard of and not even speculated over. Amid the speculations, DMK sources have gone on to suggest that there is apprehension with regards to the BJP's link with the AIADMK. Now, according to sources, the DMK has said that you need to dump the BJP and then we could talk about coming together. According to sources again, the DMK is looking at extending outside support to an AIADMK-led government. So the formula that is being mulled here again through sources is that EPS could be chief minister, there could be a deputy chief minister, and the DMK will only extend outside support. Now, of course, all of this also hinges on how the small parties come out and decide on what would be next in terms of the VCK and the left parties.
See, I've already said this. It's the people's mandate. And in a democracy, I think what the people decide is supreme. Unfortunately, it's not a very clear mandate. But whatever it is, we have to respect it. See, it is a speculation. I belong to the DMK. I cannot be answering for what the ADMK says. If they accuse us, we can of something, or if they say something about the DMK, I can reply. But I cannot answer for to speculations.
So today, 5 o'clock, we are having Zoom meeting along with our high-level committee members, and we will discuss about this current political crisis. Also, we are waiting for the decision of left parties. Along with their decisions, our party will decide and we will inform later.
Now, so many discussions are going on. That is, I cannot say anything now. Everything will due course of time. We hope that good things will happen. My party, my leader will come back.
Are you going to with alliance with the DMK, sir?
No. That what I am telling, there is only I can say. There is the public sentiment is there that AIADMK has to come to the power. That is the voters at the time whenever my party leader Edapadi visited, lot of emotion and everything public showed. That we are expecting that may happen due course of time with God's grace.
Are you going to?
All right, all the twists, all the turns, I can assure you, will be first reported here on NDTV 24/7. We've got so many reporters on the ground, Shiv leading the charge along with Veera and Vasudha. All the details here in moments from now. We're taking a short break, then we'll focus a bit on Bengal as well.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
R Pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
21 days in Kashmir. People have bombarded me, friends, with requests for an unfiltered list of things I saw and observed on the ground.
Very special ground report from the line of control. There were some children who've lost limbs in the shelling.
They are now India's smallest but possibly the most powerful crime family. Cough syrup has killed at least 25 children. Gaikwad sahab, aise mat kijiye. Suddenly people are wondering about the weaponization of India-Pakistan cricket. We live and breathe elections. You will not believe your eyes or ears when I show you what I'm about to.
And for a country that has fought so many wars in the mountains and at high altitude.
We're standing on the Indian Navy's newest warship.
The line of control, Shiv Arur, NDTV.
आपने तो दीदी को एकदम धो डाला.
इसमें जनता का जीत है, मोदी जी का जीत है.
आज के की खाबेन झालमुड़ी ना माछेर झोल.
How will you celebrate?
झालमुड़ी माछेर झोल with rasgulla.
You know, you remember you promised me that you will come to Kabini and do an interview with me. You like going to the forest?
This is a declaration of our state that to the entire country that our Kerala is secular.
ये विजय बंगाल की जनता के विशेष करके मातृशक्ति की.
One clip that went most viral was the non-interview. Cruz spent some time with him. We have these whistles out for you, and the whistles are for the fact that you got the poll right, which is quite fantastic. We saw you campaigning, ma'am, for the RG Kaur victim's mother as well. You know, that was a telling moment. Do you believe that that incident in some ways was a tipping point?
I think that was not the only incident.
তবে পরাণ খুলে তুই মুখ ফুটে তোর মনের কথা একলা বলো রে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে.
What seems settled for me is unfinished business. So I rewind, I pause, I reflect, I dig until what's buried stands up to be counted. Breaking ground, not just headlines, the meaning behind them. This is Breaking Ground with me, Vedika Sood.
India's unshakable news habit. NDTV.com is India's #1 English news website.
The results with the BJP winning more than 200 seats clearly answer those questions. Our teams on the ground, in the studios, in the newsroom, we keep tracking every twist. We try to stay away from the noise, try to use the election analytics to bring the coverage together for you. 90% voting is not common. That's 140 elections with less than 70%. Tuvendu Adhikari leading at this moment. 5 states, 824 assembly seats. An election that felt more like a war.
Again going to shift focus to West Bengal, bring in our colleagues from the ground as well.
We've got some breaking news just coming in. Kanchan Gupta to wear this morning. Green was not one of them. Kanchan, what's going on here?
Khela hobe.
Vijay is finishing off every existing political force.
This holds, Pradeep Gupta will be dancing. Joining us now, live and exclusive on NDTV, the architect of this historic victory.
जनता को बधाई दे रहा हूँ.
To all our viewers who've joined us in this long day, thank you very much for spending your time, for trusting NDTV.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात. वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है. अरे मेरे राजा सबका राजा और प्योर मसाला.
News coming in from Bengal. Amit Shah, who is in Kolkata, has just offered prayers at the Dakhineshwar temple in Kolkata, and he has been there this morning along with Suvendu Adhikari. I have our correspondent joining us from the ground on the big day in Bengal where that legislature party meeting is to take place. We have Shrishi Dey joining me live. Shrishi, while Amit Shah has a couple of meetings to attend, it's going to be a long day for him. The news coming in is that Bengal could get 2 deputy chief ministers. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this hasn't happened ever since Jyoti Basu's regime in West Bengal. What we're also being told is that one of the 2 deputy CMs could be a woman.
Well, Vedika, absolutely. There are several names that are doing the rounds for the CM as well as the deputy CMs. It's been a norm in BJP-ruled states to have deputy CM posts. Here in West Bengal, in the last 15 years, while under the Trinamool Congress regime, we've not had any deputy CMs. And this is the first time the BJP will be forming a government here since independence. We've never had a BJP government here in the state of West Bengal. And of course, the grand preparations are on. This is the venue where Home Minister Amit Shah, who has been appointed as the observer for the Legislative Party meeting, as well as Odisha CM Mohan Singh Majhi, will be present, addressing all the 207 elected MLAs of West Bengal before the formal announcement of the next Chief Minister. All the dignitaries have started arriving. The senior leadership of the BJP on stage, wrecking the area, of course, heightened security measures in place before the VIPs arrive. And at 4 o'clock, this meeting will begin. What we are given to understand, it won't be a very lengthy meeting. It will be the formal election of the formal announcement of the next Chief Minister of West Bengal. And from here, the party will go to Lok Bhavan to stake claim. And of course, the grand oath-taking ceremony will be held tomorrow at the Brigade Parade Ground here in Kolkata. Back to you, Vedika.
Tomorrow, first time that the BJP is coming to power. Shrishi Dey, thanks for joining me live on that developing story. Slipping to a short break, we'll be back with more. We will go back to Chennai, where we have our team of reporters doing an incredible job. We'll bring you the twists, the turns, the updates from there in moments from now. Stay tuned to Breaking Ground.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी
मीठा या नमकीन, चाहे जैसे खाओ, 100% सूजी से बनी आर प्योर वर्मिसेली, स्वादिष्ट, सेहतमंद हर रोज।
When others are warming up, I'm raring to go. The stories that matter, the stories that shape your life.
Hello and welcome to watching Prime 5 with me, Raisha Sehgal. What's actually how
The show that sets the prime time agenda.
We'll be deep diving into this topic to tell you what's at stake.
Join me, Raisha Sehgal, on Prime 5, only on NDTV 24/7.
Economy, business, world, technology. Noise filtered, numbers decoded. Insights that rewire your worldview. From governance to growth, we connect the dots. Your daily edge, your global advantage. India Business Reports with me, Gauri Dwivedi, weeknights on NDTV Profit.
The front lines of Kargil. The fury of Operation Sindoor.
So many attacks.
The chaos and cries of disaster zones. To fighter jet cockpits and the world's most defining interviews.
It's incredible.
He has seen history break. Live, unfiltered. 20,000 hours of live broadcasting.
Welcome to Left, Right and Center.
Hard facts.
War-struck country.
Hard questions.
In the Ukraine.
30 years of trust.
In the Kargil area. North Ukraine. In France. In Italy. At Srinagar. Vishnu Shom for NDTV.
Vishnu Shom. Only on NDTV.
From
from the heart of the newsroom to the core of the stories shaping your world. Join me, Gargi Raut, as I track all the developments as they break. Live from the NDTV newsroom, weekdays at 4 p.m.
Launch control 0 to 100.
This isn't just about cars and bikes. This is about how you move.
This car makes no sense, yet it makes every sense.
What we are sitting inside is a Joby-powered air taxi. Your friend said, "Ye le le." We said, maybe not. Hi, my name is Siddharth Sharma. I'm your NDTV Automate, your ultimate guide into the world of automobiles and mobility.
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
Across the country.
He has tracked the pulse of power from Washington to Korea. Witnessed history being made in global capitals and conflict zones. Brought clarity to complex issues of national security and international affairs. Aditya Raj Kaul, covering international affairs like no one else.
Welcome back. You're with Breaking Ground at 1 p.m. I'm Vedika Sood. On the ground, we will be shortly joined by Vasudha, Veera, as well as Radhika. We'll get you more reporters from Chennai to bring you every twist and turn when it comes to the big government that needs to be formed in Tamil Nadu. Will it be Vijay? Will it not? All the stakes, all the stakeholders, all the twists and turns will be reported here with our correspondents on the ground. A quick check on the headlines at this moment. Buzz over anti-Vijay front peaks. Is an unprecedented alliance in the works. DMK sources say that the AIADMK must cut ties with the BJP, say ready to extend outside support to the AIADMK. We break it down for you. TVK claims bid by Dravidian giants to stop Vijay's juggernaut, warns every MLA of the party will resign if either of the two Dravidian parties tries to stake claim to form the government in the state. Left parties hold crucial meet. Home Minister Amit Shah in marathon meetings in Kolkata. BJP's legislature party to formally elect its leader, with Suvendu Adhikari emerging as the front-runner to become the party's first chief minister in the state of West Bengal. Sources say Bengal will get two deputy chief ministers. One of them could be a woman. SIT probes murder of Suvendu Adhikari's aide Chandranath Rath. Role of 5 or more suspected. Also, race for Keralam's chief minister is heating up. Senior leaders KC Venugopal and VD Satishan emerge as front-runners after the UDF's emphatic return to power. Key accused in the Nasik TCS alleged conversion case has been arrested. Nida Khan held 40 days after FIR filed in the case. She had been absconding. US President Donald Trump says the ceasefire is still in effect even as US launches fresh attacks on Iran. Huge suspense continues when it comes to the state of Tamil Nadu. The post-poll drama is only intensifying by the hour after Vijay's TVK remains the single largest party but has failed to cross the majority mark of 118. Now, with this drama brewing as parties are in race to form the government, Vijay is holding and will be soon holding a key meeting with all his MLAs and senior leaders at the party headquarters. He has left his residence, is what we heard last. On the other hand, TVK's hunt for finding allies is also intensifying. While VCK is yet to disclose its cards, the left parties have been meeting with their leaders to decide on whom to support. Sources say Tamil Nadu could be heading for a major political twist, with DMK, BJP and AIADMK, according to sources, exploring options to keep TVK out of power. One formula under discussion, sources claim, is an EPS-led government with outside support from the DMK. Unnatural alliances to keep Vijay at bay at this point. Now, amid the speculation, sources say TVK has warned that all its MLAs, 107 of them, could resign in what it calls an unnatural alliance taking shape, with the AIADMK and DMK in talks. Veera is joining me live at this point. He's outside the DMK headquarters in Chennai. Veera, let's just break it down for the viewer. What are the possible scenarios at this point if Vijay fails to stake claim to form the government with a parallel coalition, an unnatural one, an unheard one coming through? Is the other option that we're looking at. What is the formula being discussed there?
Is not allowed to stake claim to form a government, and if the left and the VCK do not offer categorical support to Vijay to give him numbers, then what's being discussed is the potential of an unholy, bizarre, and perhaps some would argue an undemocratic alliance to bring together two parties which have been the poles of Tamil Nadu and keeping the TVK out of power. But this would all depend on whether the VCK and the left are willing to play along, because the optics of this is enormously bad in terms of keeping Vijay out of power. And I believe that there is a section of the leadership of the DMK, as we reported yesterday, there is one large section pushing for perhaps offering outside support and keeping Vijay at bay. But there is a large section of the DMK, a senior leadership section, which has said that this experiment could be dangerous and detrimental in the long run, because the optics of having connived to keep the TVK out of power will not go down well before the electorate. However, multiple discussions have been on about the potential, as you reported, of an outside support. We believe that the younger lot in the DMK, including the Udayanidhi Stalin camp, has been pushing for this. The central government and the BJP seems to be tacitly aiding this conversation, because the delay in swearing in of Vijay is the reason why this conversation is playing out. So multiple players, and I think for the BJP, it's extremely important to keep the Congress out of power in Tamil Nadu, and Vijay having this immediate alliance with the Congress has set alarm bells off in the BJP. So there are multiple factors at play. Political opponents trying to come together. Just when we thought we've seen it all in politics, this is playing out in Tamil Nadu. It is something that I think the Dravidian leaders will be turning in their graves when they hear about this potential possibility of a tie-up between the ADMK and the DMK.
All right, Veera, I'm going to come back to you. I have Radhika and Vasudha with me. Vasudha, let's just do a bit of number crunching. Even when you talk about this quote-unquote unholy alliance, you're talking about 59 plus 47, which takes the total tally to 106. The irony here is it's still too short of what Vijay has in terms of numbers. So how do you see this unholy alliance coming through? Veera, you want to make a point?
You look at the ADMK allies plus the DMK allies, which includes the VCK, the PMK, the left and everybody else, the pre-poll alliances, minus the Congress and the BJP, they have 120. So if they decide the ADMK and its allies and the DMK with its pre-poll allies, without the Congress and the BJP, have 120. So that's what's in the discussion that's going on.
So the question that I was going to ask Vasudha is how important a role VCK plays here, but I'm going to come back to that because we have some breaking news coming in. Now let's bring you the inside scoop on the Tamil Nadu Sarkar suspense. According to sources, parties are exploring multiple options to form the government. According to sources, the TVK AIADMK talks have collapsed. Sources say efforts underway for the DMK and AIADMK alliance. Also, according to sources, the AIADMK was upset that TVK reached out to the Congress. So like Veera was pointing out there, the hasty alliance between the Congress and Vijay is something that has upset the AIADMK. Vasudha bringing us the inside track. Vasudha.
Vedika, it's very important to understand that the centre of the BJP may not have an important role to play in this whole thing. And although a lot of reports are suggesting that this is breakup of democracy, and I'll remember that the BJP has won Bengal, so they don't need Tamil Nadu anymore. But then there are commitments that have been made which have come into the fore right now. When Arvind Kejriwal won 2013, the first party that he went to was the Congress party. So, that was also to massage egos, and also he was very politically smart, and he was clear that, if he doesn't have the majority numbers, he needs to have a party that would give him a comfortable government. Something that TVK and Vijay did not do is the same thing, because he went to Congress party, and that is something that the BJP, that AIADMK are hugely disappointed with, because they felt that Vijay should have approached the AIADMK first. A section of the AIADMK leaders, in fact, reached out to Vijay, and this also includes leaders like Velumani and, AC Shanmugam and a couple of other people. EPS was not involved in this. They held talks with TVK leaders, is what have been told, but the talks faltered away because of two main reasons. First, there was also formula that was given to them, two formulas. The AIADMK leader suggested a rotational chief ministerial post for two and a half years for the AIADMK first and TVK. The second was, of course, a deputy CM post for the AIADMK with, strong portfolios like health, transport, highways. And these talks did not take place, did not actually, result into an eventual TVK-AIADMK government, is because Vijay was committed to being with the Congress party, and he said that he's not going to let the Congress party out of the alliance, and the AIADMK was not ready to come out of the NDA. They felt that, it's also important to reach out to the BJP, and they said they wanted to have good equations with the BJP. So this is what also led to the breakdown of talks between the TVK and the AIADMK, which happened 2 days ago, and after that, of course, the Congress deal with TVK was sealed, and then there was also a pivot that was made by the AIADMK to the DMK leaders. So this was the whole chronology of events. TVK was also keen on reaching out to the smaller parties, because it felt, Vijay also feels that it is easier to deal with smaller parties. He also feels committed to the secular progressive ideology that the Congress represents. So for him, it seemed like a national alliance, also because after Karur tragedy, it was the Congress party that, seemed to have really helped him out. So he was very clear on that, and that also led to breakdown of talks between AIADMK. Now we see a whole lot of unexpected happenings in Tamil Nadu. We don't know what's going to happen eventually, but today is the day when we would get a lot of these questions answered.
Vasudha, do stay with me. Veera, coming to you, sources saying that talks between the AIADMK and Vijay's party have collapsed. Very quickly, we'll talk about all the scenarios, but I want you to take our viewer through what are the options before Vijay at this point. Obviously, the small parties holding huge weight when it comes to the future of Vijay and his party in Tamil Nadu.
Vijay's first option is the left and the VCK, as we've been pointing out. If he can convince them to give their letters of support, then it's game over for everybody else. And just pointing out to what Vasudha was saying, this TVK has been very reluctant to have a large party like the AIADMK as part of its alliance, because it feels that then it will have to give out too much. It prefers having these smaller parties which are ideologically consistent with the TVK. It also fears that the AIADMK has this BJP alliance, does not want to go with the AIADMK, and that's where the problem really is. The section of the AIADMK, as Vasudha was pointing out, which was keen to go with the TVK, has been miffed apparently, because there has been no reach out from the TVK, and it was very difficult to speak even directly to Vijay, according to some of those leaders. So they're pretty much back with the AIADMK fold. So it'll be interesting to watch. It's a question, Vedika, on whether the TVK has been inexperienced in taking its numbers, showing its numbers, or is it being ideologically extremely consistent and taking a principled position, saying that, look, this is where we are, these are the people we want, we have the mandate of the people, let them come to us, we don't need to go for them. I don't know which one to gauge, but it's not working out at the moment in terms of that number game, if it's the latter.
Vasudha, the VCK chief, let's talk about him for a moment right now. All eyes will be on what the VCK decides as a party, but going with the DMK at this point, staying with the DMK at this point, bad optics as well. This is a huge dilemma perhaps for the chief at this point, given the mandate.
Right.
Absolutely, Vedika. In fact, a friend just messaged me, think of this possibility of DMK, AIADMK coming together to form the government. The opposition is going to be Congress, BJP and TVK. This has not happened in any state so far. And it's going to be, quite bizarre to think of it. And also, the Congress, BJP and TVK sitting in the opposition. Can you imagine this? Now, this is going to be a test for all political reporters and political parties as well. But yes, what led to AIADMK pivoting towards DMK is also because the talks with TVK failed, and like Veera was pointing out, they felt that Vijay did not give them the kind of importance that they needed because, remember that there have been talks between Vijay's party and the AIADMK BJP even before the results, before the elections took place. We have reported on that extensively, although there have been formal denials. At that point of time, Vijay seemed, okay talking to them, and after the results came, there was a sense that he wanted only the Congress, and the Congress he wanted it to be the first party to align with. So that's something that AIADMK is miffed with, because they go to an extent of saying that the NDA did not beat the CBI charge sheet or the Karur episode. He was not really pushed beyond a certain level, and that is something that he needs to understand. So it's also more than a prestige battle. It's also about those power struggles and every party trying to prove a point that it has certain constructs and control in the state of Tamil Nadu, because this is an industrial state. It's also very high when it comes to GDP rankings, and it's going to give a lot of revenue, so everybody wants to have a share of that power pie.
All right, I'm going to get in a word from Radhika. She's standing by outside EPS's residence. Radhika, where is EPS, the man of the moment as well as of now? We're being told through sources that any talks between the TVK and the AIADMK has collapsed, and that EPS was not a part of those discussions, is what we're hearing from sources. What can you bring to us in terms of the inside track on the party?
That's right. Looks like AIADMK and TVK talks have collapsed, which means TVK is left with just one option, which is to ally with the left parties as well as VCK. And they are, of course, taking their own sweet time to really look at the options ahead of them, whether they want to really ally with TVK or not. As far as EPS is concerned, yes, he met some of the disgruntled MLAs in Puducherry, and then he was back. He's in his residence. I saw several leaders going in and out of his residence since this morning. One of the top leaders, Thambidure, in fact, coming out and saying something very bizarre, which is that the public sentiment is towards EPS and that he will become the chief minister. People want him to become the chief minister. So those are the kind of confident statements being made, not just by the AIADMK, but DMK, Congress party, TVK, BJP, all of them confident, of forming the government. So at this time, talks are ongoing, discussions are ongoing, but certainly politics at its best playing out in the state of Tamil Nadu.
Do stay with me. We have some breaking news coming in. The Congress is staging protests across the state of Tamil Nadu. Congress workers are holding pro-Vijay protests in the state. We brought you visuals from different areas, even outside the governor's residence. Those protests taking place as a pro-Vijay and anti-governor stand by the Congress. Going back to Vasudha, on this Vasudha, we've seen the Congress amp up its narrative when it comes to them claiming that in a way this has been, and this is their allegation, orchestrated by the BJP, with the governor not allowing Vijay to stake claim to form the government. We've seen these protests outside the governor's residence. We're seeing it across the state as of now.
That's right. In fact, more than the TVK, it's the Congress that's very vocal about what's happening in Tamil Nadu, and they have been quite vociferous when it comes to supporting the TVK. In fact, Congress is not just supporting the TVK with legal advice. I know that and Congress is known for its quality of lawyers, right? So those lawyers are also helping out the TVK. But other than that, when it comes to the on-ground mobilization, on-ground, protests, it's a Congress party that's taken the lead, Vedika. Not that the Congress has a huge organizational structure, but then there's a revival of sorts, at least in spirits of the Congress party, because they feel this alliance with the TVK also has given an opportunity to the Congress party to revive its organization in spirit. And, this is also an opportunity for the Congress to actually have power in the state after the 60s. Remember, Kamarajar was the last chief minister that the Congress party has had, and after that, the National Party has only seen a sense of decline. Even with DMK, it never saw power. So after that bitter battle and allegations of betrayal, this is the Congress party trying to prove that the move that it made was right and in interest of the people. It also wants the TVK to come to power quickly so that its actions are also vindicated and justified to some extent.
Let's shift focus from the TVK and Congress to the AIADMK and DMK for a moment, Veera. The optics looking very, very bad, very poor when it comes to this unholy, unnatural alliance, which has created such a massive political buzz.
That's right. Look, just when we thought we'd seen it all in politics, and I think as somebody who's covered Tamil Nadu politics for the last 27 years, this is the last thing I would have expected. In fact, on the studios on the day of the elections, when we were looking at the numbers, and for a moment, it just slipped out of my mouth that both the AIADMK and DMK together seem to have the numbers at the end of the day. And I just was laughing at myself. I said, this is one thing that can't happen. This is like seeing the Congress and the BJP come together to form a government if there is a third clause. But then this is perhaps a reminder that anything's possible in politics. Look, let's not forget that politics is all about numbers and about getting power. And I think there are two camps, Vedika. Let me put this very clearly and as bluntly as possible. There are two camps in the DMK. One camp fears, and it's the younger lot. We believe that's the Udayanidhi Stalin camp and the other leaders. There's one camp which believes that if Vijay comes to power and proves to be a good chief minister, he will be like MGR to keep the DMK out of power for life. There is another camp which believes that let him run his government, let us see what he has, he will make mistakes, and we will get back into the game later. There's another third camp which believes that the optics of preventing Vijay from taking charge will be disastrous for the DMK. For the AIADMK, it's a matter of absolute survival. EPS has nothing to lose if he gets to be chief minister. The two leaves is eventually been mauled by the whistle in these elections and relegated to the number 3 position. So it's a matter of survival for EPS and the AIADMK. I think it's political opportunism and political survival that's perhaps driving this potential possible unholy talks of a possible unholy alliance. And I think for the BJP, it's about keeping the Congress out of power. So let's see how this plays out. I think the left and the VCK need to think very, very deep and hard about how they're going to go about this. Very quick point, Vedika. A TVK leader and a person who's observed TVK very closely told me that it's not about us going with anybody. Remember that the DMK also has a hold over our MLAs, same as with the Congress. So over a period of time, the DMK also has the ability to break these MLAs back into its fold. So it's going to be a tough task for Vijay to hold his flock together. Okay. It will be very interesting and it will be a test of his political abilities and the political strategists around him.
All right, we've seen this in the past, haven't we, in terms of high-octane battles politically, a battle between mandate and majority. So it's time to take you through some of those incidents, some of those, developments in the past as well. Let's start with the state of Maharashtra. Okay, we're going to start with Delhi in 2013, where the BJP had 31 out of 70. It was the single largest party back in 2013. If we can just move on and show you what happened then. The government was formed by the Aam Aadmi Party with outside support from the Congress. This was in 2013. The BJP declined to form the government back then. We're talking about 13 years ago. This is one of, those political developments that had taken place back then. And the Aam Aadmi Party formed the government with the Congress's support. Next, we have Manipur in 2017. The single largest party was the Congress. 28 out of 60 seats is what the Congress had got. Meanwhile, the government was formed by the BJP with the support of the NPP and the NPF in 2017. The Congress had more seats, but the BJP secured alliances faster. So it's also about who gets to that halfway mark quickly. In this case, it was the other alliance. Now let's go to Goa, 2017. The single largest party was the Congress. 17 out of 40 seats is what the Congress had got at that point. But the government was formed by the BJP along with alliances. Again, this is in 2017. The BJP secured support of regional parties, exactly what we're seeing even in the state of Tamil Nadu, where the VCK, the left parties, hold such an important position in terms of who will form the next government. What happened in 2017 in Goa? Formed government before Congress could act. That was the alliance of the BJP and others. Meghalaya is the next one we're going to talk about. The year 2018, the single largest party was the Congress. 21 out of 60 seats is what they got. But the NPP led coalition backed by the BJP got to the pole position. NPP stitched the multi-party alliance is what happened back then. 2018, the state of Karnataka down south, single largest party BJP, 104 out of 224 seats is what they got. But the government was formed by the Congress and the JDS. What happened there? The Congress announced the alliance with the JDS and crossed the majority mark and formed the government. Maharashtra 2019, single largest party, the BJP, 105 out of 288 seats. The government was formed by the MVA back in 2019. The BJP emerged as the biggest party back then, because of which they went ahead and they staked claim. Shiv Sena, I remember, broke the alliance over CM sharing. That was one of the biggest politically heated moments that we had seen in the state of Maharashtra. So like I said, it's not the first time that we're seeing such high-octane drama unfolding. But of course, given that Vijay has 108 seats to his name with his MLAs, this was unexpected, an unholy alliance coming together. Huge political buzz over the AIADMK and the DMK in talks in terms of pushing to a side the Vijay juggernaut. In a dramatic political twist in the state, all eyes are now on the governor as actor politician Vijay awaits approval to be sworn in as the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. Sources say TVK is exploring all legal and political options, including moving court, even as the party reaches out to left parties and the VCK for support. Meanwhile, TVK workers have staged protests outside the Lok Bhavan. They raised slogans and demanded government formation. Also, Congress, who has already given support to the TVK for government formation and to stake claim to form the government in the state, called out the governor for the delay in making that crucial critical decision. On the other hand, the left, who has not extended support to the TVK yet, are in talks with the party and have also called out the delay in government formation. So on one hand, they said that the TVK should be allowed to form government, but on the other hand, they're still waiting, watching, discussing, and not coming out with their final decision yet. We're expecting that in a few hours from now. Now, with no pre-poll alliance crossing the majority mark of 118, the governor's next move becomes extremely crucial. Constitutional options before the Raj Bhavan include inviting the TVK or asking a post-poll coalition to prove majority support through MLA letters. For now, there are 5 letters along with the TVK MLAs in the bag. That's from the Congress. Another option before the governor is to invite a minority government and order an immediate floor test on the floor of the assembly. So like I said, all eyes also on the governor at this point.
We have made it very clear. The left party, CPI, CPM, and also the VCK in Tamil Nadu, all have demanded that the larger mandate is for TVK. Governor should invite the single largest party, and that government must be allowed to prove its majority on the floor of the assembly, not in the halls or corridors of governor's residence.
TVK, which gave a confession statement that we are the single largest party with 108, and we have got the support of another 5 more. So it's quite natural for the governor to ask where are the other 5. See, you need 118. There is one person who is 108, and that will go down to 107. Congress adding 5 is not going to save. What Congress has done is, he has put a hole on a ship, sailing ship, and it is he is letting the ship to sink faster.
A war of words has erupted between the parties in Tamil Nadu as Vijay seeks numbers to form the government. The Congress has extended support to the TVK. Those are 5 MLAs that have pledged support on behalf of the Congress party. However, despite the support, the party seems to be falling short on seats to meet that majority mark, halfway mark of 118. AIADMK spokesperson has slammed the Congress and TVK over their alliance, slamming the parties over paucity of numbers. The AIADMK leader has said that the 5 seats given by the Congress Congress did nothing for the alliance and instead poked more holes in an already sinking ship. Sources also telling us now that any possibility of talks between the AIADMK and the TVK has collapsed at this point. Sources also telling NDTV that EPS had no role to play when it came to a dialogue between Vijay's party and his party. Congress MP Manickam Tagore has slammed the AIADMK, BJP and the DMK, commenting on the buzz of the Dravidian parties joining hands. The Congress leader questioned how lifelong rivals could turn into allies overnight. The Congress leader further asked the parties to respect the people's mandate and justified its decision to jump ships, and even questioned who the real betrayer was. At the moment, we've also seen the Congress protesting across the state of Tamil Nadu in support of TVK and their chief, Vijay.
We all know that the people of Tamil Nadu has voted for Mr. Vijay. He has the mandate. Now BJP is trying to subvert that mandate using the governor. Governor is giving a reason that largest single party is not inviting to form the government. He is asking the letter for numbers to be shown in Raj Bhavan. Raj Bhavan is not the place to show the number. It is the Assembly of Tamil Nadu which we have to show the number. We are very confident that this secret understanding which was there with ADMK and DMK has got exposed now, and DMK and ADMK are now colluding with each other with the blessings of BJP.
See, you need 118. There is one person who is 108, and that will go down to 107. Congress adding 5 is not going to save. What Congress has done is, he has put a hole on a ship, sailing ship, and it is he is letting the ship to sink faster. That's all I can say. Congress has added no merit with this alliance or equation or whatsoever it is, but it is up to the party. So I have nothing to say about the decision of Congress, the decision of TVK.
Now, as Tamil Nadu's political suspense grows, there is widespread speculation about an alliance between the AIADMK and the DMK. Unnatural allies, unholy alliance is what people are calling it. While the parties have not officially commented on the alliance would be arch rivals and two Dravidian parties coming together, unthought of. Now, amid the speculations, DMK sources have gone on to suggest that there is apprehension with regards to BJP's affiliation with the AIADMK. Sources say the DMK has asked the AIADMK to dump that alliance with the BJP, and they would extend outside support to an AIADMK-led government. The formula would be EPS as chief minister, other small parties also getting important posts, and the DMK would be supporting it from outside, not wanting any position within the government. So that's what the formula is suggesting. Sources also suggest that the DMK is now seeking ministerial berths for its allies, but not for its own party. Meanwhile, sources have also gone on to suggest that the left too is uncomfortable with the AIADMK-BJP affiliation and ties, and will take a decision backed by ideology. What that decision will be, we will only know once those series of meetings with the left parties comes to an end.
See, I've already said this. It's the people's mandate. And in a democracy, I think what the people decide is supreme. Unfortunately, it's not a very clear mandate. But whatever it is, we have to respect it. See, it is a speculation. I belong to the DMK. I cannot be answering for what the ADMK says. If they accuse us, we can of something, or if they say something about the DMK, I can reply. But I cannot answer to speculations.
So today, 5 o'clock, we are having Zoom meeting along with our high-level committee members, and we will discuss about this current political crisis. Also, we are waiting for the decision of left parties. Along with their decisions, our party will decide and we will inform later.
Now so many discussions are going on. That is, I cannot say anything now. Everything will due course of time. We hope that good things will happen. My party, my leader will come back.
Are you going to with alliance with DMK, sir?
No, that what I am telling, there is only I can say. There is the public sentiment is there that AIADMK has to come to the power. That is the voters at the time whenever my party leader Edapadi visited, lot of emotion and everything public showed. That we are expecting that may happen due course of time with God's grace.
Are you going to...
With me right now is one of the MLAs from the AIADMK, in fact, who's here at the resort in Puducherry. So we'll have a word from him. Sir, evlo MLAs first of all inga irukudhu sir. Enna agenda irukudhu ipo party ku inga EPS varanga ipo. What's on the table for a discussion, sir?
Madras city la political heat அதிகமாகி போச்சு. பாண்டிச்சேரியில் கொஞ்சம் கூலிங்காக இருக்குது, இங்கே வந்து தங்கி இருக்கிறாங்க ரெஸ்ட்டு. 40க்கும் மேற்பட்ட எம்எல்ஏ இங்கே இருக்கிறாங்க. இன்றைக்கி இல்லை நாளைக்கு கழகத்தினுடைய பொதுச் செயலாளர் எங்களுக்கு ஒரு தாய் போலன்றவர், பிள்ளைகள் வந்து வீட்டை விட்டு வெளியில் தங்கினா போய் பார்ப்பாங்கல்ல, அம்மா எப்படி இருக்கிறீங்க போகிறீங்கன்னு, அந்த மாதிரி வந்து பார்க்குறதுக்கு வருவார். இப்போ நீங்கள் என்ன ஊர்?
ராஜஸ்தான் சார்.
ராஜஸ்தான். இப்போ நேரமெல்லாம் உங்களுக்கு உங்கள் அம்மா பேசுவாங்க ஃபோனில் எங்கே இருக்கிறீங்கன்னு, ஏன்னா பிள்ளைங்களை பற்றி விசாரிப்பாங்க இல்லையா. அது மாதிரி அவர் வந்து எங்களுக்கு அம்மா மாதிரி தாய் மாதிரி கழகத்தினுடைய பொதுச்செயலாளர். அந்த அடிப்படையில் இங்கே எல்லாரையும் வந்து பார்க்குறதுக்கு இன்றைக்கி இல்லை நாளைக்கு வருவார்.
சார், இப்போது பொலிட்டிக்கல் ஹீட் ரொம்ப இருக்குது, நீங்களே சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கீங்க. சென்னையில் இருக்குது, இப்போது ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் ஆகிட்டு இருக்குது பாண்டிச்சேரியில். இப்போ நீங்களே சொல்லுங்கள்,
ஃபுல்லாக ரெஸ்ட்டு
டிஸ்கஷனில் என்ன இருக்குது சார்?
டிஸ்கஷனே இல்லை, டோட்டல் ரெஸ்ட்டு. தாய் போல இருக்கிற அவர் பொதுச்செயலாளர் இங்கே வந்த பிறகு தான் அவர் சில கருத்துக்களை இங்கே சொல்லுவார். அதன்படி இவங்க எல்லாம் நடப்பாங்க.
சரி, பட் ஒரு டவுட்டு தான் சார், ஏன்னா போச்சிங் இருக்கக்கூடாது அன்னது ஒரு தாட் இருக்குது. அந்த மாதிரி என்ன இருக்குதா சிச்சுவேஷன்? எப்போமா போச்சிங் சிச்சுவேஷன் என்ன இருக்குதா? ஹார்ஸ் ட்ரேடிங் என்ன எம்எல்ஏஸ் பறிச்சு வாங்குறாங்க அண்ணா?
இல்லை, எம்எல்ஏலாம் ஏடிஎம்கே எம்எல்ஏலாம் யாரும் வாங்க முடியாது, அது ரொம்ப ரேட் அதிகமாகிடும், வாங்க முடியாது.
Done. Thank you for speaking to us. In fact, here he has a clarity to provide, saying that multiple MLAs remain to be here in the resort. In fact, but there's nothing political is what has been said from party side. But of course, we do know that the political heat here in Tamil Nadu is just increasing. With video journalist Kumar Ritu Rajpurohit for NDTV in Puducherry.
So the big takeaway here is that every party is keeping their cards close to their chest. You have the VCK chief saying that at 5 o'clock today, we will be holding a Zoom meeting where we will take a call. But the VCK, an important party in terms of which way, their support will sway, is also waiting and watching to see how the other parties come out and declare who they will be supporting. We're going to leave it at that when it comes to the battle for Tamil Nadu at this point. Vijay, of course, with 108 seats, but falling short, and an unholy alliance also brewing at the same time. On the other side of the break, we return with Bengal. The Home Minister is in the state. There's a key legislative party meeting that the BJP will be holding in about 2 hours from now, 2.5 hours from now. More on that in moments from now. Stay tuned.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे, केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार, विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा,
राजा आरती और मसाला।
Vasudha continues to be with me here at the governor's residence, but we're also joined by NDTV's incredible team of reporters that have kept our viewers ahead on this dramatic and twisting, turning drama of government formation. We have Deepak Bopanna, we have Radhika Ramaswamy, and we have Vijay as well. Joining us on this. We'll have our other reporters, Sam and Veera, also pitching in just a short moment from now. But let's start with the breaking news at this point in time. TVK MLAs, remember TVK MLAs and the TVK which has basically signaled that all of them will resign if there is even a whiff of any kind of an AIADMK-DMK tie-up to keep Vijay out of power. The TVK MLAs are arriving shortly at the headquarters for a high-level meeting. They'll be arriving for a TVK meeting at the headquarters very, very shortly. We don't know if Vijay will be there for this meeting. That update will be there very shortly. But Vasudha, TVK MLAs, things stand on a razor's edge right now. The mood has escalated since last night. You've been reporting that, they've taken a sober view so far. It's the Congress that is doing all the bashing and fighting and protesting. But clearly the TVK is getting impatient as well.
Absolutely, and TVK cadre are getting impatient. And more importantly, Shiv, there are two things to look forward to today. There's a response expected from the CPM and the CPI, the Communist parties, 4 members in all. There's also something that's expected from the VCK. Senior leaders of the party have already met the VCK and, the Communist parties. CTR Nirmal Kumar went to meet him. Other Varchunas had a word with Tirumavalavan. I'm told that Vijay himself called Tirumavalavan. The answer is expected today. If that happens, TVK's numbers go up. Muslim League has said that, their support of TVK is all dependent on Stalin allowing them to support them. So, that remains wishy-washy for now. And the DMK and AIADMK are also speaking to each other. We know that for sure. And what I find out from my sources is that Velumani and Mr. C.V. Shanmugam are trying very hard. They tried very hard to reach out to Vijay and his gang. They have also been speaking. Now, Vijay is very clear that he wants to stay committed to this alliance with the Congress party. So many complexities there. And the centre also feels that, Tamil Nadu situation needs to be sorted out as soon as possible. They don't want any unrest. But yes, TVK cadre, TVK supporters could also be getting impatient. Today could give us a lot of these answers.
Deepak Bopana, our colleague, is at the TVK headquarters in Panayur on the outskirts of Chennai. Let's go straight across to him, Vasudha. Deepak, TVK headquarters could be the other epicenter today. TVK MLAs who have been impatient. The mood has darkened somewhat. Anticipation has led to impatience as well. What are you seeing there? TVK MLAs, have they started arriving already? Who will they be meeting, Deepak?
The political temperature is definitely soaring here in Tamil Nadu, Shiv, and so is the heat here. We are just a few 100 meters away from the beach where the TVK headquarters is, and you can see a host of MLAs and leaders have started to arrive at the TVK headquarters. Busi Anand was here a while ago. He came near the cameras as if he was going to give a statement, but then very quickly asked all the journalists here if they're doing okay and walked back inside. A few more MLAs, of course, are making their way here. Some of the party leaders, of course, quite elated. So if you could tell us, is Vijay expected to come here?
I don't know.
You don't. And what is the mood among the TVK cadre, sir? What's the mood right now? Are you all confident of forming the government?
Confident. We are
okay. And what about the possible coup that's really happening between the AIADMK and the DMK? Possibility of an alliance?
We don't know.
Okay. No comments really. This has been the mood predominantly. We've seen most of the leaders of the TVK do not want to make any sort of statements, or they've been instructed not to make any sort of statements. The meeting is expected to get underway shortly. Adav as well was here. He too had very little to say.
मीठा या नमकीन, चाहे जैसे खाओ, 100% सूजी से बनी आर प्योर वर्मिसेली, स्वादिष्ट, सेहतमंद, हर रोज।
Welcome back. Shifting focus to the state of West Bengal, the fog of suspense in the state will dissipate after 4 p.m. this afternoon. Union Home Minister Amit Shah has a very busy day and is in the state as party state observer and will be part of the BJP Legislative Party meeting that will convene to elect a new leader. During the meeting, Shah is expected to announce the name of the next Chief Minister of the state of West Bengal. This will be the first Chief Minister from the party for the state of West Bengal. Following this, the newly appointed BJP Legislative Party leader is expected to visit the Lok Bhavan with the letter of support of BJP's 207 MLAs and stake claim to form the government. As per sources, not just the CM face but also the name of 2 deputy chief ministers will be announced after this meeting. The new chief minister of Bengal, BJP's first in the state, will be sworn in at about 10 o'clock tomorrow on Kolkata's Brigade Parade ground. League has been on the ground and she's been speaking to people there. Let's just listen into her conversation with Ashok Dindal.
उस वक्त पर जब तृणमूल की सरकार थी, कैसा माहौल था बीजेपी का एक विधायक बनना, असेंबली के बाहर, अपनी सीट में या फिर विधानसभा के अंदर?
डर का।
भय का लगता था हर वक्त कहीं ना किसी भी टाइम हमारा ऊपर अटैक हो सकता है, हो भी चुका था। और मतलब अकेला बाहर जाना थोड़ा सा मतलब डर लग रहा था। जब भी जाता हूँ हमारा पास सेंट्रल फोर्स था, उसको भी विधानसभा का अंदर अलाउ नहीं था। विधानसभा में भी हम लोगों के ऊपर बहुत बार अटैक हुआ है। सो टीएमसी का MLAs लोग, हमारा कई विधायक का हाथ भी टूट गया था, हॉस्पिटलाइज भी हो गया था। सो डर का माहौल था।
Saurabh now joins me live. He is in Kolkata. He's been tracking all the developments before, during and after the big election in the state. Saurabh, the BJP's giant slayer Suvendu Adhikari appears all but certain in the race for the Chief Minister's post in West Bengal. And also, let's talk about the Deputy Chief Minister's position. We're now hearing through sources that there could be 2 Deputy Chief Ministers and 1 could be a woman.
That's right. You know, Suvendu Adhikari remains the front runner. His political track record, first defeating Mamata Banerjee in 2021 in Nondigram, and then, of course, you know, holding on to Nondigram in 2026 and also defeating Mamata Banerjee again in Bhawanipur. That clearly is, of course, something that makes him the front runner, along with his record as leader of opposition, leading the BJP's charge inside the house for the last 5 years. So this definitely puts him in the numero uno position as far as the Chief Minister is concerned. As far as Deputy Chief Minister positions are concerned, this is something new to Bengal, but not something new to the BJP structure. It's been implemented in other states. The BJP has, say for example in Maharashtra, it has its own Chief Minister, Devendra Fadnavis, but its allies have the Deputy Chief Minister positions. In states like Uttar Pradesh, again, there are Deputy Chief Ministers. So this is something that the BJP uses to balance different political interests and political groups within its own formation and fold. And that's something that perhaps now might come into play in West Bengal as well. And a lot of things will change versus the Trinamool system and the BJP system. They are poles apart. So in Trinamool, of course, everything was one person. It was Mamata Banerjee and everyone else. Her ministers were all there. But in the BJP, you will now have, I think, a larger distribution of power as well amongst cabinet colleagues, and that's something that we will see as well with the Deputy Chief Minister position also being introduced.
All right. Saurabh, we'll keep coming back to you for more. For now, thank you for joining me there from the ground in Kolkata. Now, in a related incident and piece of news, investigation has deepened into the chilling murder of Suvendu Adhikari's PA, Chandranath Rath. A new video shows moments after Chandranath was shot, along with a couple of fresh CCTV footage that has surfaced, which could hold vital clues for the investigators. A 9-member SIT team has begun its investigation into the murder case. FSI teams inspected the crime scene and gathered critical details. Crucially, sources say that investigators suspect the role of 5 or more people in this murder, but identifying the suspects is proving to be a roadblock, a challenge, as the CCTV footage is hazy. The family of Chandranath is demanding justice, with the mother seeking life term for the killers. Meanwhile, Suvendu Adhikari called this a political murder.
सुवेंदु अधिकारी के पीए जो थे चंद्रनाथ, उनका पार्थिव शरीर अब उनके पैतृक आवास पर पहुंच गया है और ये सीधी तस्वीर हम आपको दिखा रहे हैं। यहाँ से मीडिया को अंदर जाने नहीं दिया जा रहा है, लेकिन ये सीधी तस्वीर हम आपको दिखा रहे हैं जिस तरीके से कल रात कई लोगों ने मिलकर इनकी हत्या कर दी। इन पर 5 गोलियां दागी गई, 4 गोली इनके सीने में लगी और उसके बाद उनकी मौत हो गई। हालांकि इस घटना को लेकर बीजेपी काफ़ी हमलावर है और साफ तौर से बीजेपी और सुवेंदु अधिकारी का कहना है कि टीएमसी के लोगों ने मिलकर चंद्रनाथ की हत्या की है और कहीं ना कहीं पोस्ट पोल वायलेंस एक बार फिर से बंगाल इलेक्शन में देखने को मिला है। नतीजों के बाद पूर्ण बहुमत की भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार बनी है, लेकिन उसके बावजूद भी सुवेंदु अधिकारी जो कि भावी मुख्यमंत्री माने जा रहे हैं